Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Yo.
Man, welcome everybody to another Breaking the Narrative podcast, BTN for short. I'm Tony.
Teddy.
I'm Mark Anthony.
You're not oh so real today.
He's fake.
Let it be 2 days.
Oh
I
so
don't say
half
this
and half,
shit.
Mark Anthony is.
Oh so real.
I'm also fake Mark
Oh,
Anthony.
just Mark Anthony. I'm Mark Anthony.
Okay.
All right, that's cool. But today our podcast topic is going to be about traditions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, doesn't matter what type of traditions they are. Like, it's just the traditions in general that we're following and adhering to. Our thoughts on them and exactly how they technically like either benefited us or somewhat broke us in a way.
Yeah. And how much like traditions really just like control life in general, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, which I can't fathom to think who doesn't, but when we speak on certain words, I like to read the official definition so you can know what we're going off of, because you know how people on Facebook be and all that.
Oh, this is really what I'm
Right.
trying to say.
Yeah, right. So, says here, the transmission of customs or beliefs from generation to generation being passed on in a certain way. That is what a tradition is.
Yeah. And we are going to remain on that definition for the entirety of this podcast. Even if we do branch off, it will somewhat be somewhat stable within that same time, like that same topic.
Right.
So it's like
That's a bold statement right there.
it's
'Cause
going.
We definitely branch off.
I mean, I just said if we branch off, we're gonna try to adhere to the exact same.
Try. Oh, I thought it was like
Yeah,
we actually, no matter what, how much we branch off, it's always gonna be onto this subject. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Like it always we
But
loop back.
but pre-pod, everything that we did branch off to kind of still tied into, like,
Yeah.
Facts.
yeah, it's like the
Facts.
first time this ever happened.
It's sort of like a domino effect.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we good.
So
We was talking about the strip clubs. That wasn't the first. We kind of we winded up there. So I don't want y'all
There's a
to,
lot of things.
yeah, I don't want y'all to
Yeah.
think like, yeah, we just all bucks.
So I'm gonna introduce the question upon starting
Mhm.
the recording. I definitely want to know, why is it that it was necessary and needed for the whole clothing thing, especially like on beaches, for us to not be naked and stuff like that? What was it that you were getting into with that?
Yeah. So before we started recording, we were talking about streaking and the new beaches and stuff like that. And I was saying that it's a reason why it's just best for everybody to wear clothes. And the thing is, because like from a human standpoint, is like at this current day and age, 2021, humans have completely over sexualized everything.
yes,
And what happens with that is, if the average person sees a naked female somewhere, the first thing you think about is sex. Now, I get what you were saying. What you're saying isn't wrong. But what we got to do is we got to go based on like how times are now.
Right, but don't you think? Because this is what I'm thinking right now, is because they now have that perversion simply because they're not used to seeing that, because it's no longer a norm. It's not a norm. So they're just like, I don't see this often or whatever, or however often in the real world, opposed to whatever it is I do behind closed doors.
Or it could be an
Yeah.
addiction.
Yeah, so exactly. But like, if it was just like a totally normal thing from the get go, do you think that that same perversion still would have existed?
yeah, because people are fucked up in general. Like you're just looking at it in just a sense of people just being people. Once we get past the idea of like seeing that as a sexual thing, no, like people are always going to look at it that way because that's what we were taught. It's going to take generations to break that.
A lot of generations.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I just think it's like a bit of a dopamine effect of like kind of getting something that you know you can't really have all the time. type of thing. It's like sex is a candy type of thing. Like we know that you always have to work for it, but like just like you have to work to see somebody naked because you're being intimate with them, so you have to work your way up to it, or however it is that you get it, it's a cost for it. So, but if everybody was all naked all the time, it's just like, all right, well, it's a common thing. So it's like now there's really no adrenaline effect to that. So it's not giving me no dopamine.
No,
effect for the situation.
that's right in a sense, but that's not the only way. Because the celebrities that get it a lot, and they still out here molesting and raping other girls. Like if it's in you, it's in you, regardless. Like what you're saying is not wrong, but I'm just saying it's other ways and other things that factor into it too. Like everybody doesn't have the same thought process. Like there are monsters out here.
Yeah, a lot of people are just being taught this.
Right.
And like we've experienced this. Like me and we both talked about a situation where we've experienced this personally.
Right.
And it's not something that can just be fixed in certain people. Some people are just them. Sex that's just what they are.
Yeah.
Like, and they're going to teach that to their children and the children after that and the children after that. That's a generational tradition for them. Because there are actual families that encourage incest and pedophilia.
And that I know females that will tell you, like, straight up, they were put on this earth to have sex.
Mm-hmm.
And that's females. You can imagine what goes on through a dude's mind. And dudes don't communicate as well.
Nope.
And
So-
dudes are the masters of like,
Is it that they're saying they put on this earth to have sex? Why? Because they're good at it?
I don't know.
Oh,
It's multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Like you could be good at it, even if you're not
I don't
good.
know.
Sexual
Like I said,
trauma is a bitch and a half.
Just seeing somebody naked and then also put into action of physically doing something with them sexually is like two separate things for me. Like, okay, yeah, I see you naked. All right, cool. But
But it's different because it's like
but there's also now the ritual and initiation of having sex is different. I mean, of course, again, there has to be something and an agreement working its way up to that.
no, it's a program. Because the average person, if you take the average guy, normally when the average guy sees a girl naked, he's about to have sex with her. So when you go through that process so many times, when you see a girl naked, you're automatically going to think like, I want to have sex with her. I'm not saying that's the only way, but I'm just saying that's one of the ways. You know what I mean? Like it's multiple bad avenues. Is why I feel like it's just best to wear clothes. Because even with clothes, girls are still getting taken advantage. Dudes too, for that matter. You know what I'm saying?
Well, how things go now, yeah, most definitely. I agree.
Right.
And we're not even going to talk
now.
about
But
the
if it was
children
like-
in general.
But if it was a
Right.
norm altogether, like since the day
You saying since
since the
human
yeah.
inception. Yeah, but because things have changed drastically anyway, it's still no guarantee that niggas still just wouldn't be out here wilding.
Yeah.
Just with no clothes on.
There's certain levels of perversions that are almost there's no fixing them because it's ingrained.
You will have to like to break those kind of generational curses. The family would literally have to cease to exist.
Yep.
Okay. But I don't think you have to be naked in order for you to want to have those perverted thoughts.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So you being naked
whether-
is only going to make that worse.
Whether you're naked or you have it on, have clothes on, you're still going to have those thoughts, and you're going to still carry out those thoughts regardless. So I wouldn't even put it on somebody being naked.
What with the nakedness, it comes like.
You think it was just more enticing?
Right.
You're enticed, period.
But
Your level
it's
of being
more.
enticed is
It's
already
more.
driving you. If you're going to do that, whether the person has clothes on or not, you're already at a high level of being enticed. That's just you fucked up as a person.
If you're straddling
You can't
straddling
blame
on the
that
fence,
somebody being naked.
if I'm hurting for money, right, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, you know what, I should go rob a bank, and I'm on my way to pull some money out the bank or something like that, and I go into the bank and they got the vault open. Yeah, my idea was to maybe rob a bank, but me seeing the actual vault open, you know what that does?
That's on you, bro. That's already
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That's
That's what I'm
engraved
saying.
in your mind.
Yeah.
You can't-
That's what I
don't-
just
don't-
said.
don't- So you can't blame it. You can't blame it like, oh well, I blame the bank for having the vote sitting open. No, it's just enticing. You
No,
gotta take that
it
as a-
pushes you
Yeah,
further,
you're gonna take that as a sign. That's you doing that to yourself mentally.
which is what I'm
So
saying about
that's-
people. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying
so
about people.
It's just like
You,
so you
you
can't
saying
blame it
somebody,
solely
me
on
already
the
being
enticing- the
me-
next enticing factor. It's already in you. You already made that
right,
decision.
and me
you
saying
just
the
didn't know that you made that decision.
No,
until
you
seen
know,
that sign.
you know. Me seeing the girl naked only furthers that evaluation. That's all I'm saying. Like that's all I'm saying. Like that's
Yeah, that sounds like a cop out to me. Like, oh man, well, you know what? She probably did want it because she was naked.
No, we're
No.
not saying that. Like
that's
you're,
not what I'm saying. No,
man,
I
now
didn't
you
say
putting
nothing.
words in our
Yeah,
mouths
I didn't
for
say
that.
nothing like that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
now you starting to sound like
Nah,
Karens.
but no, I'm not saying like that's what y'all officially are saying, but like you literally are going to put your reasoning on because of that last thing.
No, I said that's one of the.
really
I said that's
pushed
one of the reasons. I didn't say that's like the end all be all. I'm like
Yeah.
it's a million different reasons. I'm just saying that's effectively one of them.
Yeah, you have to look in a broader spectrum of perspectives. Like you're just looking at what you know, and that's it.
I get it. It's a factor, but at
Right.
the same time, that's not going to be a leading factor. It's just like you already know.
It is,
The
'cause that's
fact-
why
before seeing
a
that
lot of
current
females-
factor, I believe you've already had the other factors that became before you seen that one was already enough. That's going to initiate it. You was
Most
already gonna do
most
that
females
beforehand.
that get kidnapped be the ones that be dressed half naked.
Yeah, either that or children.
Right, because they're enticed. Somebody could wake up this morning and be like, "Yeah, I might kidnap somebody today."
All right, so
They don't. They
tell- okay,
no,
so
let
tell
me
me,
finish.
what
Let me
are
finish.
kids- So
Let me
what are
finish.
kids wearing
Let-
that's going to entice them?
Let me finish. Let me finish. I could be like, "Yo, I'm going to kidnap a female today," and when you're out on the town scoping, what are you going to look for?
Anything easy.
Yeah, and girls that's just half naked, they tend to be what?
They tend to seem a lot easier than the rest.
Right.
Because
like
if you look at, they call it predator for a reason. Like they look at
excuse, bro.
no, they call it predator for a reason is because you're looking at someone as prey. Like they go for the weaker targets, the ones who are easily manipulated, the ones who are easily taken advantage of. Those are children and women who are look more promiscuous than the rest.
So because you look more promiscuous makes you more easily to manipulate.
No, it doesn't
No,
make you
no,
that way.
it
It gives
doesn't.
off the impression
Right.
of that.
There's a reason why the lion chases down an ostrich before they go chase down an elephant. Like there's a reason why.
Or they'll chase down a child, like one of the babies, one of the weaker foes.
Right.
Like
Because
something that's easy to take down.
It's already a given fact that
It's not
it's going to be an easier target.
No,
because
no,
they're weak.
they
are
think that.
they are generally weaker.
No,
But
they
that's-
think that.
until now you're gonna realize that things gonna be more difficult if you do go after that easily or skimpy dressed woman and find out that they're not easily to manipulate. That's more of a fight. Sometimes some people actually do enjoy the chase and the difficulty, and some will be like, well damn, like that's not what I expected. You're not my type, so I'm gonna go for the next
No,
one.
we're not talking about that. We're talking about people that's going to pull up and snatch you. We're not. These people don't give a damn what kind of whether they accepting the game that you running or something like that. No, these people are going to get all these people
I
in the
get what you're
clubs
saying.
drugging
I get
people,
what you're
putting
saying,
stuff
but
in the
I'm also
drinks.
gonna
And
throw this out there as well. So somebody who's fully clothed, a business type woman, so they're not capable of being kidnapped either.
yeah, they are.
Because
Yeah.
don't
They
look-
are. They are. But if it's a predator in the room and there's a girl that's half naked and there's a girl that's fully clothed, odds are the girl that's half naked is going to get snatched.
Yeah, because you're warranting the wrong type of attention. Because like not just saying that just because you're dressed that way you're going to warrant the attention, but you're giving off the impression that you're down for something. Like if you don't wait, let me finish. Now, when you're dealing with people who are heavy into promiscuity, like the men or women doesn't matter. Predators who are heavily into promiscuity and they seek that. If you're going to give off a vibe that promotes it, they're going to give you that attention, whether it be for good reasons or bad ones. More than likely, it'd be bad. So a woman in a business suit, like depending on how well she fills it out, like that's also a thing.
Right.
Like anything that gives off like sexual frustration in the opposite person, you're going to garner that attention from everybody that's following that same path.
Good and bad.
Yeah. It's not just the fact where you just look easy. It's just that you're giving off that attention of a gazelle and a lion out in the fucking Serengeti or whatever the hell they at. They're not going to, like, a lioness is not going to attack the full grown one. They're going to attack the one that seems as though it's the easier target.
Right. At least, I was at least not at first. Yeah.
Yeah.
It all
Not unless-
honestly just seems like it's just the matter of product of, you know, mental selection and preference at this point. Because, you know, it's kind of like how we was talking before about, you know, if you walk into a strip club, there's a certain type of girl that you would want to get a dance from.
Right.
So you're surrounded by you're in a building full of naked women, but
Okay.
you are now setting yourself aside, waiting for that one particular one.
Okay.
It's just like you have that preference. You already have that mindset. So it's already set in stone, irregardless of whether you dress promiscuous or not. There's going to be a certain selection that you have mentally that's already fucked up with you that is going to drive you to do that. It's not going to be based off of just what you see.
When you're
it's
in
already in you.
when
Your
you're in
mission is already set.
Yeah, no, when you're in a strip club, you're on the mission like you're saying, but you're in a place where you can further push the mission. So it doesn't just stop at half-naked girls. Like if we're out at dinner or something, you're not going to be able to push the mission at dinner. So if I see a girl that's half-dressed, that's probably where it's going to stop. You know what I'm saying? Before somebody decides to snatch her up. In a strip club, like you said, everybody's dressed a certain way. So now I can sit back and be like, you know what? Let's see who all in here. Let's see who giving off the vibes, like you said. Let's see who giving off certain vibes. Let's see who seem a little easy, who seem extra promiscuous, who extra touchy-feely in here. They sit back and scope. These are cold, collected. I'm about to say killers, but probably
yeah.
these are cold, collected. Like they really putting this together. They really carrying this out as a plan. Like how you wake up every day and you put your life together as a plan. I'm going to hop in the shower. I'm going to eat breakfast. I'm going to get ready for work. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to knock work out. After work, we going out for drinks. They're doing that just in a completely sadistic way.
Yeah, they're really meticulous with what they do.
Right.
Well,
that's the word I was looking for earlier.
so
I just couldn't.
With that being said, it also brings me back to what I had said earlier during the podcast. That literally, typically, I think what's really just bringing the drive is the lack of, you know, what's not typically normal. Like, okay, you see somebody dressing skimpy, that's not typically normal because
It is nowadays.
you be chastised so much for wearing the shortest skirt or whatever, or showing too much.
Right.
But I guess that depends on the person or what it is that they lacking in their life or what's normal to them. Because, like you said, how celebrities are doing certain things, right? They can get it all the time, but then next thing you know, they're trying to molest a child or whatever. They're gonna go for what's not normal to them, what they lack in their life.
But they're still doing the other thing too, though.
Yeah.
Like look at R. Kelly. R. Kelly's still sleeping with a bunch of women.
Yeah.
But then he likes young people.
Yeah, he likes young people because
Like
it's
Bill
not a
Co-
normal thing. It's not easy. It's not an easier accessible. It's like the drive of like, damn, it's not normal. And it's like we always want to go for what we can't get.
Yeah.
It's implanted us for us to want that. It's just like it's the hunter mentality that we have.
Right.
So when it comes to somebody who's wearing the skimpy dresses, typically that's not easily accessible to us because it's not a normal. We try to banish that as much as possible, or we try to dilute that as much as possible because we got so much to say about it. Now, for those who are around that and affiliated with that so much, it's a norm. It's like, oh, I don't want that. I want somebody who's fully clothed, who's difficult and not easy to catch. Those who are to themselves and quiet. And I've seen people do that. There's even movies about it and shit like that. Like they go for somebody who's like away, not with the crowd or whatever, and quiet, wearing full body suits and shit like that. And they're the ones who's trying to catch them and tear their asses up.
Well, yeah, I'm not
so-
saying like we're not saying you're wrong. We're just saying that's not the only way. Like nobody's wrong. It's multiple thought processes when it comes to carrying out a crazy mission like that.
Yeah.
Like
and so that's what brought me to my point. It's just like being naked now is not a back then it was supposed to be a normal thing, but
it's a normal thing now.
We had normalized it. Like behind closed doors, it's normal to be naked, and if you're in the privacy of your own home, or
you walk around naked,
whatever.
yeah.
But if you walk about naked, which was supposed to be what's set in stone for the beginning of the time, if you walk around naked, that's bad. Like, oh, they crazy. They must be on some shit like that because it's not normal because we made it normal. Or, I don't even know if that's a word, but you know what I'm trying to say.
But it is normal, and it's normal because it's like mostly females do it, and they're not doing it just to be doing it. They're doing it but for sexual reasons.
It's starting to become more often, It's not as irregular as it was before, but it's still not normal.
It is normal
because of what everybody has to say about it now.
It's still the social norm. I don't. Yeah. Like, regardless of what you think,
just because people making a fuss about it doesn't mean it's not normal.
Exactly, and that's what I was saying about like the whole if people was on the beach naked and stuff like that. So that's my point.
But like I said, we're not saying you're wrong. We're just saying that's not the only.
I'm not saying that you said I was wrong, but I'm just kind of solidifying my point for those who are listening. So but definitely from then to now, it's starting to become idolized more. So it's, I guess, being accepted more because of that.
It's been accepted. Because case in point, you said a nude beach. We can go to a regular beach and you're gonna see girls naked.
Yeah, if they're comfortable enough to do so, yeah.
Right.
Until somebody
keep going, or until somebody what?
Well,
snatch somebody up like that, bro.
Out of hand, I guess. You know what I mean? If that's the fact,
there's no I guess about it. Look at the numbers.
It could be a factor, but
it's a big factor.
Most of the time, somebody's getting in trouble having to put clothes back on or whatever because somebody complained about it because of insecurities or some shit.
It's not about that. It's not about insecurity.
Because it's just I'm not used to seeing that, and this is just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. No, more chances is somebody complaining.
No, there's an official law. And a definition with the law of why they do that. You're trying to make up your own thing to fit your narrative.
You think that the law was made more solely because of kidnappings compared to people actually feeling uncomfortable with the sight of being naked?
What's the biggest? All these missing people out here.
Yeah.
Now, yes, I mean, if
one fourth of humanity is missing,
and that is a very plausible reason to actually have that law made.
Right.
Great.
And you want to exacerbate that?
And in a perfect world, sure. But I really doubt that law would solidify so heavily because of that alone. I literally think it's really solidified more because people complain so fucking much because they was like, it's driving me nuts. It is irregular, abnormal. Why are they naked? Because of insecurities or for whatever reason they're complaining about that naked person.
That's not how it works. That's just not how it works, though.
It's literally causing a disturbance.
Like, regardless of how...
It's making noise.
Bro, that goes on in everyday life with everybody, exactly. and they're not making laws about it.
Yeah.
Just like they're not... they're not...
Just like we listen to music. If it's loud enough or whatever, it's making noise. Somebody has a problem with it and they complain enough, it's going to...
No, keep it to the body, right? I can call and complain every day that Mark is in incredible shape and got abs, outside shirtless, and I'm not. You think they're going to make a law about it?
No.
Exactly. There's a reason. The law has the reason under it. The
law is made is because, you're out here naked.
Right.
And so now you made that complaint is
because it's enticing to predators.
Yeah.
The
same way they tell you at the beach, like, yo, y'all might want to stay out the water. It's sharks in the water.
That's not a factor. I just believe that the latter is actually more of the reason. That's just my opinion.
But that's the thing. You can't use an opinion when we can prove with facts.
Yeah. Like, cause at this point, the law still exists.
Right.
Regardless of how you feel about it.
You can prove how many people...
You get somebody on the phone and just this law was made just because or solely because it's just for predators out there.
No. What you do is you read the law and the definition that comes with the law. You can look at how many people have gone missing and you could be like, well, you know what? That adds up. And that's it. I've never heard nobody. Yeah, you might get a couple people complaining at the beach. They might be insecure. It's not gonna be nowhere near enough people to actually do something about it.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world is insecure about something. You think they can't make? It's not enough laws they can make up that keep everybody happy. It don't work like that.
Yeah. Cause shit, it's females getting snatched up right now who's just random women walking down the street just because they're alone.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're sexually active with your provocative attire or not. It just exists.
How you feel about the way somebody looks at a beach? They don't care. That's you need to go to therapy if that's a problem.
Yeah, they should.
People getting kidnapped, murdered, and all of that. That's what they're looking at.
Rules and shit are made. Rules are like the stepping stones to laws. Like, dog, like the rule is you can't be here because it's it's comforting other people, such and such and such. Like if I was to go onto a resort and just like walk around naked. Look, man, you gotta put your clothes on. People are complaining because that's the first thing that comes out of people's mouths typically that are trying to enforce
that's the resort though,
or whatever. Okay, and so there is a rule. There's a reading up to it, and then if it becomes an issue even further, and you're still not gonna follow that rule, what do you think is gonna happen next? They're gonna try to get the people who's gonna enforce the law next.
A resort is different from a beach.
Yeah, because there are children there,
and in the same sense, let me ask you this question, Mike. Now we go to the park. I've
been on an adult resort and heard complaints.
We go to the.
There's like one part of the beach, literally, like that you cannot cross, and if you cross that, then of course you probably end up seeing certain things. But then there's like certain particular rules. You cannot do this. I'm like, why are these perimeters set if
because they're thinking about. We go to the park all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do they close the park at dark?
Because niggas get shot.
Why is that a law?
Because nigga, like nobody wants to die.
Bro, there's a reason. Bruh. We not gonna never tell you nothing that ain't real, bruh. There's a reason why park closes at dark. Okay. It's against the law to be here after dark. There's a reason why.
It's against the law because of what somebody else would do, right?
Which is the same thing why unless you're at a nude beach, it's illegal to be nude at a beach.
For that irregular shit.
Right.
So, like I said,
it's bad.
It's going to take that irregular person,
the irregular bad stuff,
who has that irregular mentality for what's irregular to them. They're going to want what they can't have, so they're like, "Dog, we're going to go and do this."
Right. And
so
you know why?
What it takes.
No, it's not just that. No, listen, it's not just that. It takes a lot of that. There's a lot of frequent people out here thinking like that. That's why it's a law.
Yeah.
There's a lot of females getting snatched up half naked. That's why it's a law.
And it's not just by one person.
Right.
It's by multiple people.
It's a pandemic, so to speak. No pun intended. Epidemic.
Yeah, epidemic.
Yeah.
So
I caught it.
Just in time, is it? But yeah, it's more than just one person doing all the snatching and shit. Like, it's people in third world countries that they probably thousands of miles away from where they originally lived because they got shipped off somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Which is probably what happened to
people are starting to become a currency because of the rarity of what it is. That's literally how you figure certain things have a high value, is because of the rarity of what it is that you're using as a fucking currency. So when
you see humans as currency,
There's people being used as currencies, yes. And and I'm just sitting here not saying that it's an okay thing. I'm just using that as a fact. So the rarity of that, literally the uncommon thing that you do not see.
It's not rare though, because we're all currency. Mm-hmm. Once you clock in at your job, you're currency.
Mm-hmm. No, I definitely don't see it that way.
You don't have to.
Paid.
There's more perspectives than just yours.
Yeah. Yes, I'm definitely working for a currency, but
no, you're working for
you're making the company money. You're a currency.
Yeah, they don't see you as Mark. Like when your name shows up on their list of people there, they don't see your face and just like, oh, he's another guy.
As an employee, yeah, definitely just another worker, sure.
Yeah,
but I did.
Your currency.
But
when you clock in,
currency, I never thought of it that way.
When you do your taxes, you have an employee number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm just saying.
That's currency.
I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm just saying I never thought of it that way.
Right. So everybody's currency.
But like literally, as in a trade, like you're trading something.
You're not trading.
That's what
because
money is.
No, he is trading.
Yes. Like literally, I want money for this person. You're trading. It's a trading. That's what, like, it's an exchange for something. It's
Okay.
currency. So
Which is what we're telling you.
yeah, and
Your
that's
currency.
what I- and
You're,
that's
you
what-
are
It's not.
currency.
It's not a fair
But-
exchange.
No,
It's not.
it's definitely
But
not.
like now, back then, or no, I'm not. I don't even want to bring up slavery, or at least I'll probably have to. But in other countries, they're just like, yeah, I'm going to give you this woman or man or whatever, this person for this, this, and this. So that happens. But also, just like there were slaves that were being traded.
Right.
So
Their currency.
In like the Middle East, they actually they'll sell
At
off
this
their
point.
daughters
Now,
into.
I now I forgot my point because I was definitely going somewhere with this, but I totally fucking forgot the shit.
See,
Because that's even worse. The slaves is even worse. They're
But-
super currency.
yeah,
Yeah.
At
And
least,
they weren't
at
making
least,
shit.
Oh,
at least
yeah.
we get the
Now I
pleasure
remember.
of making some
I
change back.
remember, but it's just like it's kind of like a rarity of things. Just like, all right, well, what are you going to give me in exchange for this diamond? Because I guess diamonds are not too rare, but not everybody can have one.
Right.
So it's just like that.
Okay.
It's just like it's kind of the thrill of the chase, like trying to get something that you can't always have.
Yeah.
So,
But
that's-
it doesn't always have to be that. It could just be, this is what I was taught, and this is what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
There's multiple
and,
ways.
And what do you think occurred to that person that taught that person? It was probably something that was just like impressed over them, maybe because it was a lack thereof of normality. It's just like I want to go get this because not all the time I can get this.
Or
on.
you just tried something and you liked it and fell into an addiction.
It was
Yeah.
Simple.
and,
It-
yeah, and it gave it a
Introductions to certain things is not best
dopamine.
for
And what do you
everybody.
think that triggers the dopamine effect of that addiction? The thrill, right?
Or it just feels good.
What do you think typically does that?
It doesn't have to.
thrill.
It doesn't have to be a thrill.
But that's just people in general. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, regardless of how you feel about it, like, that's just people. Like, because the way you trying to explain it is just like, well, these people, like, there's something wrong with them. Like, to them, that's normal. Like, you talking about normalcy. To them, that is normal. That's what they're supposed to do. They were taught that, or they learned that, and they feel that's how the world works. It happens. Everybody goes through it in certain ways, some more severe than others. But with them, it got to a point where it's so severe that they can never come back from it. And they're probably gonna ingrain that same nature into somebody else, and then that's going to pass down because traumas trickle down. Like, it doesn't matter. It's like it's like having a waterfall, and yet you put a bucket underneath of it. The water's still going to fall, even though you have that small bucket, like, stopping that one portion of water from hitting wherever the hell it was supposed to. It's still going to come down.
You would need more than a bucket.
Exactly.
You have to build it down.
Like, that's how the laws work. The law is just that small bucket. It only protects a certain amount of people. The rest of them are still getting snatched up.
It's put in place to try to protect people.
Yeah.
But if people going to be out there going against the law anyway, then I'm not saying the females that's getting snatched up doing it. I'm not saying that. But that also plays into it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like as much as like we rag on the government, which we've been doing forever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They do have like a basic concept of certain stuff and why stuff is put into place and why it isn't. Now, when it comes to politics and all that stuff, we could throw that out the window. But a lot of the laws are decent laws.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could change a couple of Jones. Like, I feel like everybody should be able to carry guns and stuff like that.
I mean, that's only for certain states.
Yeah. But when it comes to stuff like the kids being kidnapped and stuff like that, I feel like it's a lot of good laws in the place.
Yeah, there are some good laws, but laws are just like literally out there to control the matter of choice, bro. Like,
So you want more people to choose that?
no, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just literally saying it's controlling the matter of choice.
Not all
'Cause,
laws are like that, though.
Like, for example, look, you sitting there saying like, well, you don't want to bring out prostitution, right? Now that's actually enticing more because you're now soliciting for sex, and it's supposed to somebody don't want to stop. Then now you got a problem because now, like, the moment you want to stop and they don't, now that's a huge issue. And law has to come into play for that. But like when we're talking about the lesser clothes that you wear,
Mm-hmm.
it's now enticing more next to like the lesser clothes that you wear is like kind of like next to being naked. So it's a problem to be naked. Then of course it's somewhat of a problem when you're wearing minuscule amount of clothes
Mm-hmm.
because you're gonna get snatched up. What about the people who are getting snatched up even wearing a full amount of clothes?
We
said
already
that.
talked.
We said
so
that.
when that law takes place, yeah, of course it's covering for those who's wearing a minuscule amount, but
Duh. Like we literally
like
mentioned
law,
that.
you're saying the law is there just to stop ending the enticement of certain shit. Whoever makes the choice to be enticed by whatever it is that they're enticed for, it's gonna happen regardless.
No. The thing is, the percentages drop though for a fully clothed person versus like half naked. Like there's no way in the world like even though we've already said it, we can say it again. Like if a person's setting out to do something, they're gonna go for the easier target.
Yeah, like they have documented evidence. Like it's plenty of people, or plenty of dudes, plenty of women. Didn't matter who they were. It's plenty of people that killed prostitutes, but the cops didn't do shit about it because they felt they were like lesser human beings. They
Right.
were the easier targets,
Right.
because without a pimp to protect them, even if they had one, who technically the pimp was actually being manipulated first and foremost, because honestly they dragged them into it.
Right.
But we'll get to that.
Maybe.
But regardless of that, they're easy prey for somebody else because nobody cares about them.
Right.
Sex workers in general, nobody really cares about them because they frown upon them. So it doesn't matter what they look like, really. It's just about being easier targets. Like if you're wearing certain types of clothes, you're being like pegged as a promiscuous person, male or female. Doesn't matter. You're being pegged as promiscuous. And that's going to easily invite that type of behavior from somebody else.
I get it, but if it just takes that, hey, well, look, the real reason why it's against the law to being naked is because it's enticing people and all that. And so we got to build this law just to take down that
like we
enticement.
we know.
Then it should be against the law to own strip clubs because what's happening in strip clubs, you're being naked.
I don't go to strip clubs. It don't matter to me.
No, the
That's-
thing is, you can when it comes to that kind of stuff. That's why it's illegal to be naked everywhere else. If you want to do that, go there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a reason.
And they got specific
So who's
like
to say that
naked.
they're not
They have
gonna be
new
taking
communities.
advantage-
It's
who's
the
to say
same
they're
thing
not
with
gonna
the-
be taken advantage of in the strip club.
It's
then?
the same thing about the beaches. Like that's why it's illegal to be nude on a regular beach. Yo, we got nude
Okay,
beaches
so
for
if
y'all.
like I said, all it takes is for
You know?
somebody to be naked, then shit, bro. Like fucking, you go to a strip club, it could be the same result.
It's gonna be.
So why not shut down the fucking strip club and then make it illegal for strip clubs?
Because
to
sex sells. Doesn't matter. They make money off of
open?
that.
Then that's the fucking case. Then why are we worried about people being naked on the beach?
Because a lot of people are getting kidnapped from the
Yeah,
beach.
like they're getting kidnapped and
It-
killed
it-
and
Kidnapped at a fucking
shipped
strip
off.
club.
But a lot of people aren't getting kidnapped at the strip club. It happens, but not at the rapid rate of them getting snatched, walking, like he said earlier, walking alone down the street or at a beach. Like, that's why. Like, if it started to happen a lot, it probably would be some laws put in place.
yeah.
But until then, it's just going to remain the same. That's why I said, I get what you're saying, but I just feel like overall, to try to alleviate the problem, I feel like it's just best if everybody wore clothes. Like,
Well, yeah, your point on that is definitely made due to this conversation for sure. But I'm just trying to. What I was saying, it was just like, I think now if we were just talking about the law itself, I think there's just more to it than just like we're trying to diminish the kidnappings and stuff like that. Like I literally think there's just a whole big uproar for people who are being uncomfortable saying what they had to say about seeing somebody naked in the first place
We're
for
not,
whatever reason.
We're not trying to refute that.
yeah, I didn't. Yeah, we
Like
we keep saying.
we're not debating. Like we're just sitting here trying to spread information. We don't care
Yeah.
about who's right or who's wrong.
We keep saying what you're saying isn't wrong. We're just saying that it's other ways.
That it was about right or wrong. I was literally just putting my thoughts out too there, and it was just like there was a but behind it. So come on, bro. It did.
No, I was just saying there was a butt behind the whole being naked at a regular beach versus a nude beach.
Yeah. It's,
Other than that, there's really no
Like,
there's
the
really
only-
no debate.
yeah, it's like-
we're still your way is right, our way is right. I'm just saying it's more than one way. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. Like Honestly, it's too much to this one topic to just look at it in like with a one track mind. It doesn't work that way.
Okay.
No, like I'm not like using there pointing at me like I'm being sarcastic. No, like I'm telling you, like there's no.
Because I don't believe
it's multiple.
Like
because we're talking about
realizing
multiple.
that
Now you're saying that now.
No, we're talking about multiple perspectives here. Like the idea behind this entire thing was to give multiple perspectives. That was the case. Like, and you mentioning your shit, and like the only time we would refute things is when, like, you would kind of like throw things out there that are like really off the wall. That was the only time we did. Like, but for the grand scheme of things, perspective. That's it.
Yeah, there's you gotta remember, there's way too many people in the world for this stuff to only be happening one certain way. That's it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of way too many people in the world with stuff happening a certain way, how do y'all feel about the traditions of holidays and stuff like that?
Bro, fuck most of the holidays.
I'm a, because I know we about to really rag on this type of stuff. So let me just get this statement out first, right? I'm on board with holidays for one reason. Technically two. One, days off from work.
This nigga.
And two, it's a structured time for you to have with your family. And nowadays,
I think that's why the days off for work actually had occurred because of that. I guess.
and
To be more, humane
right
about this.
and that's the only. Now the holidays at face value, absolutely not. But what about y'all?
I think it just occurs because it's fun. There's an enjoyment to it.
Yeah.
Just to be festive,
Okay.
like the opportunity of
When you-
doing something different.
When you say that, I ain't gonna lie. I do, like I told him the other day. I am feeling festive this year.
This nigga.
So it is.
We was outside taking pictures of the Christmas. Well, he was outside taking pictures of like the little Christmas lights.
Hey, some people just like did their thing around here too. So I agree. I agree with the fun thing. Of course, we could go to the other side where it seems that every month is a major holiday for you to go out and spend money for.
So no bull.
You know what I'm saying?
You just find reasons to do shit.
Hey yo, like nowadays they starting to go overboard. They starting to have like the little annual specific days for certain things. It's like, oh, today's specific like fried chicken day. Or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah. Now for shit like that, now that's where I have a bit of an issue with the holidays.
National Pizza Day and all that.
Yeah.
Like for example, like now as I'm getting older, like Valentine's Day, for example,
Right.
is the only
Valentine's
reason is the holiday to exert your love. Like, come on now, you gotta do that shit all the time. If
Yeah.
you really did love and care, then you do it all the fucking time.
It's
Now,
a
of course, like
love
if
is
you just-
365, man.
Because to be honest with you, for real, if your love is for real, it'll dilute Valentine's Day. It's just gonna be like, all right, cool. The most you probably get out of it, if the love will be real and true, is just like, you know what? It's time for me and honey to separate from the kids. Type of shit. But other than that, you going Valentine's Day is every fucking day. Keep your marriage and your relationship.
So
warm,
you're totally against the people that kind of coast through relationships and then around that time just
like I must have it. I gotta do this. I gotta do the sweetest thing ever because of this one day.
Like, come on now, bro. Like, that's where it starts to get a little far fetched for me.
you know what irks me about Valentine's Day is that you'll see like certain people who haven't like talked about or posted their significant other like the whole entire year, and then Valentine's Day come and you'll just see like a picture. Like, damn, I didn't know you was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's crazy, bro. I call Valentine's Day the pebble of the penguin phase. Like, you literally just have to find that perfect stone every fucking time just to show the fuck off that one time, and the next thing you know, everything dies. Like,
yeah, because once about a couple weeks later. Well, I ain't gonna say a couple weeks. You give it a month or two because tax season right around that time.
Or, just like you said, maybe also people probably like Valentine's Day just to, like, more of an opportunity to be justified to show off the relationship. I mean, there's people that don't care. They're like, look, my relationship is bomb and I'm going to show it anyway. But then there's some people just like, they really want to do it and they feel like they're overdoing it on a regular day opposed to doing it on Valentine's Day because now it's just like, oh, it's Valentine's Day. It's sweet because we made that up. We made that.
Yeah, if you having fun with it, then go ahead and have fun. But everybody is not having fun with it. Like you said, some people are just really braggadocious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got the presidential suite at the hotel, a million rose petals everywhere, got the candles lit, you know what I'm saying?
I fucking waited a whole year for this shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, bro. You could have been did this.
I look at that shit. I'm like, man, y'all niggas could have done that shit like anywhere, like,
Any-
any day of the year.
And then for the people who do it like that, just think, Valentine's Day is so early in the year. What happens the rest of it?
You fight.
He said,
You fight.
Bro, that's
Come
the
on,
second
man.
month.
Like Valentine's Day has been like a oddly defining moment for a lot of people. Relationships are actually starting because of Valentine's Day. It's literally, some people are taking that as an opportunity to find out if somebody's even worthy.
Right.
Like, that shit is crazy, bro. So it's just
Yeah,
like, I don't
like
know.
your
It's
relationship.
It's like I fuck with Valentine's Day, yeah, because it's the sweet, heartwarming moments, and you're enjoying it just to have fun and shit like that. But at the same time, it's not defining nothing for me.
I feel like for me that's like, it's like that with all the holidays, because we take the traditions and we put our own twist to them.
Yes, I agree with that.
But
too.
when you look at the real, like Thanksgiving, how Thanksgiving really started, niggas might not be celebrating it if niggas knew how that shit really started.
And
But-
and I totally agree to that, because you can actually take the time to gather up with your family more than that. And
Right,
there
that's
are
what I'm saying
families
earlier.
like that.
That's
Like,
it.
why the fuck it has to be a holiday
Yeah.
for us to actually come
It's
together?
like it's a cop out, bro.
It
That
is.
point.
Yeah.
But the only thing that my mindset differs is like, I was desperate to have that family time anyway. So however I could get it, I'll take it.
Yeah.
If y'all niggas want to play into the holidays, fine. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like-
I look at it sort of the same way. I don't shun people for having like,
Right.
like being festive or anything like that. It's just like me mentally, I prefer to just not care about holidays.
Yeah. And it's fun though, because you eat football, you know what I'm saying? Get to see the Cowboys.
I didn't even, the thing is, like when this Thanksgiving, I spent more time with my family than I did like doing anything else. Like the games were on and stuff like that. I'm just sitting there conversating because it's certain family members I hadn't seen in 2 years because of the whole pandemic shit.
Right.
So I'd rather spend time with them.
Yes.
And actually, I enjoyed it because, of course, I was partaking with Mike
Yeah,
and
he
the
did.
family. So
If y'all don't
and
know,
I-
don't know they family, y'all,
I haven't stopped by the farm in a while, man. So I'm glad,
and
actually-
they got
actually need to
farms,
initiate that
y'all.
more.
We-
And
I
No.
gotta find a way inside the family, man.
No, we have a field. Like it's just a field. It's not necessarily like a farm. It's just
all right.
like it's nothing.
I've done this with you a lot today, so now it's his turn. Do y'all grow your own vegetables,
Yes.
fruit?
No. Not yeah. I've been trying to get my grandmother to
any type of animals outside of cats and dogs.
Oh yeah, deer. Sometimes foxes, rabbits, squirrels.
like, we're
other
talking about as
shit.
That-
far as like
that-
actual farm animals. I mean, there are horses up the road.
There are horses up the road.
A deer is a farm animal.
There used to be cows in the back area by the.
He has a farm.
Over by like.
Please
the,
don't make me look up the definition of farm, Mike. Come on, man. Just say I got.
Oh
a
no,
farm.
like I'm cool like with the idea.
Yeah, I got a
Like
farm.
it's not
Where-
ours though.
It's not ours, but where it is on.
It's owned by
practically on a
like
farm.
on one side you have the Claggets who own they shit. Then you got the fucking Troutmans who own they shit.
Just
like,
say-
and-
but you live on the farm.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be
no,
yours.
I have no problem.
Do you
no,
think? Do you think slaves was like, nah, we don't live on the farm. It's not mine.
No, you said we. But you said we have a
I'm mad
farm.
you
That's
had me
not. We
laugh
don't
about that,
have
yo.
shit.
Y'all got farmland. If your house is on the farm, then regardless of what y'all saying, y'all got a piece of that farm.
Yeah, we're on a farm.
Right.
Nigga, until
I just need to
until
get
they
into
can't until my grandmother and everybody else died and shit, then we don't own it no more.
Well, but until then, y'all figure out something between now and then, But no, all I'm saying is that one, I need to get into the family because I need a piece of that farm life.
Bruh. Like we be giving you like the little fresh produce sometimes
I mean, it's good and all, but I need to be like, I need the life. I need the lifestyle.
What do you mean the lifestyle?
Like,
All it
I
is.
want to come out, like, wake up, hop in the shower, come outside with the overalls and all that on.
We don't have overalls
niggas,
on.
Niggas chewing straw and all that.
All right, now you going to that and fall. Niggas be out there with cars and all that shit. Niggas got iPhones.
Niggas, I'm
So-
thinking about the Amish people.
Nigga, yeah, you way off.
Well, we ain't using phones and all that.
Yeah, like my grandmother got a phone. It's just like Fuck we look like.
Must
I
be
mean,
that.
she ain't got no AC or no heat. Besides, like the little stove she got over by the fucking living room and shit. Other than that,
What you about to do, Teddy? Yeah, don't worry now. I'm about to go out here feed the pigs, you know what I mean? And get a slop to the pigs. Yeah, I need that farm life, man. Nah, traditions, bro. It's like I just look at them two different ways. Like, you know how black people do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We take the benefit from everything.
Yeah,
We don't.
we shouldn't, but we do.
Outside of like Thanksgiving and Christmas, is those the two biggest holidays of the year?
Yeah,
It's Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's Day, and that's
maybe
about it.
maybe 4th of July.
4th of July. I don't know. Like it doesn't.
It's not as big as like
Like niggas ain't giving you like a whole giant like 6 or 7 weeks worth of these commercials, nothing but Christmas, nothing but Valentine's, and nothing like you're not getting that now unless it's like Halloween or some shit. Halloween would be like a 4th.
All right, so question: do you feel like that's because like do you feel like that's because like those holidays are at the end of the month and like 4th of July is like literally the 4th day of the month?
I don't know. Like I just say
And
it's just
you
that's
can't-
not that impactful.
It is.
A lot of people are impacted by 4th of July.
Yeah, that's Independence Day.
Yeah, like I said, it's
That's Independence Day.
With that, and also like I said, for the festivities, people get to blow shit up, loud noises and all.
Yeah, but I'm talking
Like,
about commercial wise, like socially. You look at Valentine's Day, you look at Halloween, you look at Christmas, you look at fucking Thanksgiving. They're getting you ready for it like 4 or 5 weeks in advance.
I feel like 4th of July and Thanksgiving might be on par with each other. You can have Christmas. You can have
Well,
Christmas.
Thanksgiving, I don't think it will be on par now. Halloween and 4th of July, I would say on
That's
par.
why they're my fourths.
I feel like, because look, Thanksgiving is weeks in advance. Nah, because then it's Black Friday.
Yeah, I
Is Black
think
Friday is Black Friday coupled in with Thanksgiving? 'Cause
No,
if
it's not.
All right, well if it's not,
I think you got a lot more to prepare for when it comes to Thanksgiving.
but how? It's
Opposed
just
to-
food. 4th of July is food too, technically. So
As
that's
far as advertisement is concerned,
I mean,
like, that's
look,
what I'm
not
saying.
food
Well-
and fireworks.
Well, 4th of July really usually. Now, what we were used to, of course, what we are used to is having meals and stuff like that when we celebrate 4th of July and a gathering. Literally, but typically, what 4th of July is just typically for is for the fireworks. And that's literally what a lot of
And
people
cookouts, though. Cookouts, though.
There's people that will literally gather up for the
I mean,
fireworks.
they did
Just
that
like when,
shit
it go,
for,
when you go to Bowie, you're not getting no snacks or nothing when you're there at Bowie.
Go downtown to the monument.
Yeah,
The
but-
official site of
but
like
then
4th
when
of
you go
July.
to certain spots, I just want to see the fireworks, and that's literally what a lot of people for.
That's
So-
niggas, that's niggas been.
or it's a reason to light fireworks.
That's just people being like, they might not
Like I
have
said,
the
they
means
just-
about.
They're just having fun.
What did
with
we
the
do on 4th?
festivity.
What did we do on 4th of July?
Damn, what the fuck did we do?
Did we cook out?
Nah, I mean we was already
We cooked out around the 4th of July, but it was for the 4th of July,
Yeah,
and we do that
something
every
like
year. And niggas like fireworks.
Not this year though. I mean,
I don't know.
we did that this
I mean,
year.
I would definitely say that still that Thanksgiving had more meaning to, 4th of July.
I kind of feel like
Like it's. I mean, of course, there's reason. They both have reasons for gathering up if
Yeah.
you decide to. Because some people just like, all right, so what? 4th of July is 4th of July.
Shit,
But you find
it'd be like
you
a
find
million
more-
man march down the
you find
monument.
more gatherings for Thanksgiving than you do for 4th of July.
That's true. You can't lie, bro.
I just really think it's on par with each other.
Because literally, there's people you could be like, man, I'm going by myself. I'm gonna see the fireworks, but I'm gonna go by myself. Or like, all right, literally, it's you have less chance of having a decision to just say, I'm going to go ahead and throw a feast or whatever, and I'm gonna invite people over for 4th of July. That's like an extra. That's like going the extra mile for that holiday.
Or you can
Opposed for Thanksgiving, it's like
so
it
a
almost
cookout,
it almost
bro.
seems customary.
Everybody almost cooks out on 4th of July, bro. When you get on Facebook,
Not
what's the number one
everybody.
status you see on 4th of July?
Not everybody. A lot of people
Don't lie. Tell the truth.
But not
Hey,
everybody
niggas cooking
does
out.
that.
and
Who
like,
who got the cookouts going today?
Yeah.
That's all you see.
Like you see that, but cookout is also a staple for I forgot what's like the first holiday like in summertime.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial Day. They
It
do the
is.
same thing for that.
Okay, that you gonna punish 4th of July because niggas like to cook out? Like that ain't. Yeah.
But like, who do you see people traveling or gathering for more?
It's
4th of July or
so-
Thanksgiving?
bro.
First and foremost,
Bro,
if I
dude,
live-
niggas
unless-
was shooting. Niggas be shooting fireworks 30 days straight. And you
Nigga.
can't lie about
Hell,
this.
I hate that shit.
unless I already-
Yo, it be like 3 months after 4th of July.
Niggas still like.
I see less of a purpose to go just because it's 4th of July for certain things. Like if I gotta fly to another state, unless I really spoke to my for example, if I'm gonna go see my cousin, right? I'm not gonna fly all the way to see my cousin just because it's 4th of July.
That's you. People
Now,
do it.
Unless it's like, hey, I'm having a gathering and stuff like such and such, you know, some of the family coming through, everything like that, you know, it's kind of like a plus for it.
Yeah.
On top of me already having intentions of going to see my cousin anyway. But,
Okay, yeah.
But I see myself going solely more like, oh, it's Thanksgiving and this is where it's at. I actually find.
So let me
more
ask you
people
a question. Do you-
traveling
do
more
you
to
like-
So it's more important to them for Thanksgiving than it
Do
is
you like fireworks on 4th of July?
I do.
Right. So that you're playing into the holiday. That
But at
counts.
the same time, I'm not gonna have to travel for that. Sure, I could do that in my backyard.
You don't have to travel for Thanksgiving. You don't have to go see your family. You choose to do that because you want to.
Yeah, and
you don't
that's-
want.
And that's what I'm
that's
saying.
the difference
People
is.
idolize that more because it's
No, that's you. You. The difference is he chose to stay home for 4th of July when he could have went to go see his
I'm
family.
speaking on what people do more
For the tradition.
for either
For the tradition.
Thanksgiving. And
You're
4th
playing
of
into the
July.
podcast, right? You're playing into the podcast right now.
Yeah. So I find people doing that more for Thanksgiving than they do for 4th of July.
I'm just saying it's on par because just as many people participate with 4th of July as Thanksgiving. You don't have to. You just because you're not linking up with your family doesn't mean you're not. You lighting fireworks, that counts as 4th of July celebration.
Of course, yeah.
You cooking
Yeah.
out, that counts as a 4th of July celebration. You don't. The holidays are different, so you can't be like just because you're not going to. People go see family on Thanksgiving. You don't have to do that on 4th of July. That's not what that. That's like saying, all right, Valentine's Day not on par with it because niggas don't go see their family on Valentine's Day. That's not what it's for. It's for love. It's for something St. Patrick's Day. It's not what it's for. Christmas, that's not what it's for. Everything is for something different. If you participate and said the meaning of that holiday, then you're participating in it.
And so you literally would still say that
If
4th
you
of
if
July
you lit a
is
firework,
on-
that's
on-
participating.
Okay, as far as participation, okay, sure.
It's on
cool.
par with each other. That's all I'm
But-
saying. I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying it's
No,
on par with
All right,
each
well,
other.
maybe let me. I should probably ask you, what do you mean by on par? Like, are you saying like it holds the same magnitude of like importance?
Yeah. It does. You don't think the Declaration of Independence of this country doesn't hold the same magnitude as Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an important thing, but a lot of people don't even give a shit about that. For one,
No, you can't say that though, because bro, you can turn. Now, what we said at the beginning of the podcast, well, not the beginning. Once we got past the strippers and all of that,
I feel like if you was to take a survey now, people
we're
would-
talking about
like,
participation.
Yeah, like as far as
White people-
participating,
white
yeah,
people-
everybody- we all gonna participate for. a
That's all
holiday
I'm saying.
regardless.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I was saying. It's on par. That's all I was saying. We all gonna participate regardless. That's all I was saying. That's it. That's all I was saying.
okay.
Out of all the holidays, I was like Christmas, Thanksgiving. He said Valentine's Day. I wasn't gonna refute that, and I said 4th of July. Bro, we said it's nice you can't sleep because niggas lighting fireworks, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That
Like,
could be hella annoying. Bro.
yeah, like nah, like once Thanksgiving gets here and goes, outside of you cooking a lot of food and have a lot of leftovers, you're not even thinking about that no more. It'll be like late August and niggas will still have fireworks.
Son, that should be so fucking annoying.
Like, remember when the pandemic first started?
And then niggas wouldn't shut up.
Niggas lit fireworks that whole summer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once them Jones went on sale, that was it.
They was like, fuck it.
Right.
Like, we ain't going nowhere anyway.
Right. Like, I'm
And
just...
niggas wasn't supposed to be outside
People
either.
do, people
Facts.
do that regardless though, because just like
They
I
don't.
spent the money, I bought more than I probably should have, so I got some left over. So
But
it's
why?
like, it's like a boredom.
You
thing
can
at
buy
that point.
you can buy fireworks anytime. Why are they buying it around 4th of July?
Because they find that
Because that's what it's
more,
for.
It's more of a logical reason to
And for
shoot
New Year's.
fireworks.
That's
That
true too. Even though that's probably more guns than.
Yeah. Well, at least in some cultural traditions.
I mean, it's a gunshots are like considered fireworks too, technically, right?
Yeah, except
To a degree.
yeah,
To a degree, I guess.
one is a lot more dangerous than the other.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say a lot more dangerous. Fireworks. Let's see fireworks.
Fireworks is more
You see your man.
Jason Pierre-Paul.
a bullet in the air.
I ain't mean to laugh. He
Shooting a
laughing.
bullet in the air.
Yo,
is
you
less dangerous.
laughing? Talking about me, nigga? You sitting there laughing your ass off. He said, "Yeah, he trying to laugh. He laughing like nigga.
Yeah,
you
shooting
laughing too."
Shooting it in the air. That
Shooting a
does.
bullet in the
Like,
air
bro.
is less dangerous than a firework because
Unless you
fireworks
hold
can
it,
come back
but niggas
down.
be holding the fireworks and stuff though. Niggas be blowing their fingers off and all that.
I mean, shit, you could do the same thing
But
with
that-
a gun.
You could.
So everything is still the same, but now once
I'm just saying.
Projectile is in the air.
I'm just saying. I don't want no
a
parts.
firework is more dangerous.
I don't want no parts of nothing. That's what I'm saying. We lighting fireworks. One of y'all can do it. I'm just gonna look at the lights and all that. That's all I want. I just want to see the
I
lights.
don't even light fireworks. I'm sorry, I just don't. I don't
like
feel
fireworks.
safe. I have very bad luck, and given my
Your
condition,
situation. Yeah.
I don't trust anything.
Yeah. So Mark, you like the fireworks, and I just want to see lights.
I
Like
don't-
if I call him the other day, I'm like, yo, I'm about to go take pictures of these Christmas lights.
I don't know. The last firework I really participated in. No, I can't say that. Or was it the last one? Yeah, I got hit like twice. So.
Wait,
I don't
what?
know. Yeah, I got hit by fireworks twice.
Yeah. See,
I was just like,
Now you Superman. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's literally the person I was with was saying, was like, Mark, like, why you keep trying to like walk through like you Terminator? So I was like, it's not me intentionally like just walking
so
through.
he out there thinking
But,
of
like,
Goldberg and shit.
Yeah.
For some reason, like I got hit twice. And the first time how I knew I got hit because I had a white T-shirt on, and I literally seen like a black Sins hole in my shirt, and I was just like, dang, I actually got hit. And then the second time, I actually felt it hit me in my chest, and I was just like, well, yeah, that's the second time. But and then it kind of made me think, man, I was lucky to make it through this one. I don't know if I should go ahead and like participate the same way I did like last time, but I don't know. I probably still would.
Okay.
Yeah, that shit is just
Yeah,
hella iffy, bro.
it is.
I ain't no damn way, bro.
But I just like all the sad stuff that comes to holidays. They need to up
for me, it's just a gathering. Like I like really gathering, and with hopes of seeing certain particular people, like Thanksgiving or whatever the event is. Like I would like hope to see Mike and shit like that. So it's particularly the gatherings. For me.
I almost
how do you
didn't
feel
even
about,
go, bruh.
How do you feel about birthdays?
Oh hell no, I don't even. Nigga, I don't even celebrate my own.
It depends on the person, I guess.
I'm talking about you, like you specifically.
Me, like
Before we get into the masses.
birthdays is big for me because it literally took a minute. I nearly really wasn't celebrating my birthdays,
Mm-hmm.
and like actually going out to do a celebration for my birthday until like it was either damn near since I was damn near an adult or at the age of being an adult. So, it mattered to me because it was not much that happened, and when I finally started getting used to doing things for myself for that birthday or whatever, like there was always some troublesome events that happened to a point where it made me think I had bad luck for my birthday. I used to hate it when my birthday landed on a Friday because my birthday is on the 13th. So it was just like
Another tradition, by the way.
yeah, it was like very dire for me. But then it actually gave me something to fight for. Like this is a fight for the celebration of my life because my backstory, I wasn't so keen to my life so much to a point I tried several times to take it. So now it's just like as I'm getting older and I'm realizing, well, one, not too many people make it to this age that I'm at now.
Super facts.
Now that I'm 30 and such, and of course the traditions of the dirty 30, or you're turning 21, or you're turning 50 or 60.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the traditional milestones. So, I'm big on that more now because of how much I had to fight to even get to this point.
Right.
So, yeah, birthdays is big on me, for me.
Okay.
And of course, just like for when it comes to other people, I take a big deal for other people because again, I want to celebrate their life. Like you're here, I want to let you know I appreciate you or whatever. Let's go celebrate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course I could show you as much as possible that I appreciate you, But if you want to solidify it on this day, and then this the opportunity I'm gonna have to do so that you're gonna give me, then let's do it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
when it comes to other people, I guess it's just as big as they take it, and I try to respect it. But for me, I know what I had to do to fight to get here, so it's like it's big for me right now.
What about you?
Well, I celebrate life every single day, so my birthday doesn't matter. So like that's just how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point I feel as though like even when I wasn't like appreciative of life as much as I wish I should have been, I just looked at it as I didn't have shit to celebrate. I wasn't in a place where I deserved celebration.
Okay.
So like way back when it was I really wasn't appreciated, that's how I felt.
Right.
Even like just now in certain like real small portions, I feel like I don't have shit to celebrate because, and just like it's so much more I have to get done before I feel as though I can celebrate myself.
Right.
Like that's the reason why I do as much as I do, because I'm trying to develop myself to a point where I feel so much better about my position in life in
Right.
general. Like it's not that I feel insecure about where I am, where I'm currently standing. No, that's not the case at all. It's more along the lines that I just want to be better every single day. And in a way, it's sort of like me just saying I'm never going to be as great as I think I am because I always feel I can do something better.
Right.
It's always pushing myself to do something different.
In terms of my perspective, that sounds like a celebration right there. I'm getting older. I'm gonna do better each year. I go up.
That's why I said celebrate every day.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, that definitely is a thing. Now, what I don't understand though is, and I'm not saying that it's not appreciated, but the product of gifting for birthdays. I don't know how that happened. Like, how did that actually happen?
I don't care about
That probably was just, if I could make up an innocent backstory, which we don't, dealing with mankind and history, probably nothing was innocent.
Yeah.
But as a token of appreciation, I can see why like gifts came into play. At least for birthdays. Christmas is a different story. Birthdays, I understand like you said, it's a milestone that you make it to this, or another what the woke people be saying, solar return around the sun or something like that. And
yeah, solar return.
yes, I can understand that. Me, my birthday, all throughout my life, my birthday was a big deal, then not a big deal, then a big deal, and then now I just kind of like to celebrate it a little bit. Nothing too extravagant. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was younger, we was Jehovah's Witnesses. So I didn't get to celebrate a lot. But when we moved to Maryland, I kind of felt like my mom kind of felt bad that I wasn't able to, like, participate with, like, all the kids and, all the little regular stuff kids do. Mm-hmm. So she kind of, like, lifted a lot of those boundaries for me. And then I was able to, like, celebrate and stuff. And it was cool because I was, like, 9 or something and never experienced, like, a birthday party. I wasn't allowed to go to them, couldn't have them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Couldn't do Thanksgiving or Christmas, waking up the presents and all of that. So all of this was like cool. You know what I mean? And then I want to say probably when I got out of high school, once I hit 18, like you said earlier with the ages, oh, your 18th birthday, I'm thinking like that. And this shit about to be a parade or something. You know what I'm saying? How niggas be slicing it. And then it's just like, well, outside my family, they go all out. Ain't nobody else really doing nothing. So, it's just regular. But then these last few years, I really, like, to piggyback on what you were saying, I've really been trying to keep a steady mindset of, like, really appreciating life every day. So you would think I would have that mindset, too, when it comes to birthdays. Mm. But because of, like, always being around constant death, I feel like this day was specifically marked for us. Like, it's the day he was born. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So even though, and the weird thing is, I don't really like to celebrate my birthday on my birthday. I mean, because I always have get-togethers before my birthday. Mm-hmm. And then on my birthday, I kind of just like to either be alone. I'll go out, like, by myself. Or I may go out, like, that night or something. You know what I'm saying? But for, like, until I was really trying to be on like my healthy stuff, normally what I would do is I would go like up to Lido's. That'd be the only time I had Lido's pizza. One time a year, my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Because one of my niggas expensive as hell. First.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
One large pizza, $75.
But yeah, that would be the thing. But for like friends and family and stuff, like we had the cookout, and then we went out to eat. Like, also, I like to do it before my birthday and shit. Yeah, so it's kind of like taking in both perspectives and finding like a common median.
Well, I mean, that is your tradition, and that's part of your ceremonial piece.
Right.
Like, of course, you appreciate the ceremonial celebration with friends and so on because they're happy that you're here.
Right.
You're happy to spend time with them. You're happy to absorb the love from them. But then when it comes to that specific day, you're still celebrating.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
just that
yeah,
now
yeah.
it's just like it's time for me to be personal with me since it's my actual day and I am the one who's born of this day. So now I'm going to self-reflect or whatever it is that I'm going to do. So
Yeah, that
it's
goes a
still-
lot into it too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's still a
self-reflect. Yep.
term of celebration.
Mm-hmm.
That's typically what people just like birthday for. They want to celebrate something, like just to be shown appreciation for being here.
You man, you deserve that shit, bro. Like, you sit back and look at life, all the shenanigans that the world be, man, you deserve that shit.
Yeah.
Bro. I don't.
Shit, when I be seeing niggas like posting like their birthdays and shit, like I'm more than happy to tell people like happy birthday, like, and all that other good shit. I actually enjoy it.
You know how we used to go back and forth, not back and forth because we always be on the same page, like on this, saying people be going all out for like Christmas and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I see you do anything on your birthday, I won't complain at all. You could rent a yacht. You know what I'm saying? I would not like. There's nothing you could do on your birthday that make me say that's a little too much. You know? Like that's how strongly I feel about it. Now I might not do it, but if you was to do it, that's how strongly I feel about it for you.
As long as it's not some
that's
really
that's
unhealthy
time to-
shit.
That's the time to do whatever it is you choose.
Yeah.
to do.
Now if you posting a video, you like snorting endless cocaine or something. Then
Yeah.
that's over.
Then we got ourselves a problem. You know? Like,
That's the
hey, that ain't
I mean, of
celebrating
course,
life.
That's of course because you're definitely destroying yourself. But to each their own.
Yeah. Other than that, whatever ceremony thing you got, I forgot. I think when a couple years after we got out of high school, it was this girl that we went to school with, and this back when we were still on MySpace. It's like the tail end of MySpace, and
Oh, MySpace.
she was a little bit younger than us, so she turned 18 after us. I think she might be like a year younger than you, and she had like a wedding cake as a birthday cake. Like it looked like, you know how the wedding cakes be like tall with the layers? It was like that.
Damn.
But it was a birthday cake. And I'm just looking like, I mean, damn, I should have did that for my, you know what I'm saying? Like, she is turning 18, so she had 18 candles on each layer of cake and shit.
Oh, nah, that's too much for me.
But I'm looking,
hey, but I look at,
I'm
go
looking
ahead.
at it like, damn, some niggas out this don't celebrate. That's all right, you know what I'm saying? So,
But
man.
there are those ones that I cannot get behind, like the ones who feel as though you have to do shit for them because it's their birthday.
yeah.
Those is nah.
Because that's
Yeah.
just the product of showing off now. Like,
I'm glad you brought it up. So I got a question for both of y'all. This was a debate on Twitter, right?
Okay.
So, you know how on people birthdays, and I've done this myself, and I cashed out too. So you know what side I'm about to take. People be posting like their cash apps and stuff like that, saying if you really mess with me, bless me for my birthday. The debate on Twitter was like a lot of people were saying people that do that come off as begging
Yep.
versus like, y'all think that's begging?
Yep.
If I just post
Yeah.
my cash app like, yo, it's my birthday, like I cashed
first
out.
and foremost, you're basically now shooting down for whatever else that was going to be gifted to you in the first place. Like, all right, so
For people online though. Like say I'm not saying if you send it to us, then yeah, that might be true. But I'm talking about like you just hop on Facebook, put it in your story.
Nope. Still don't like it.
Because the thing is, it's a tradition. Me
to
personally,
it just sounds like solicitation for that though. So,
I mean, whatever you call it. For me, this is why I did it. I seen somebody else cash out, so I tried it, and I cashed out. I didn't do it this year, but the year that the pandemic 2020, I got $100 for my birthday, Slim, from people I didn't even talk to like that. And all I did was post my Cash App in the story, like, yo, it's my birthday. Bless the kid. I wasn't begging. I wasn't nothing. And got $100. That's $100 that I didn't have in a pandemic when niggas ain't working, can't find jobs. Like,
Well, and I get it now. Now that you said that, because now thinking about begging, it's just like you literally are going to people. Hey, yo, man, you know, can you do this, and this? You literally just put it out.
that's
there.
begging.
And now
That's begging.
you just put it out there. It was just like, all right, if you do, you do. You don't, you don't.
yeah.
Your specific situation isn't falling into that category.
'Cause
However,
Because I
other
seen
people,
somebody else do it, and I'm like, damn, they
But
made
nah,
like 300. You know,
other people who do it do fall into that category because of how often it happens.
what you mean?
So
Mhm.
certain people, they be like, yeah, it's my birthday, so here's my Cash App if you want to send me something and all that shit. But others will say that. They'll say that. But then you'll get the ones like, oh yeah, here's my Cash App. All right, go, yeah, send me something real quick. And like, now you sound like you begging.
Or if you love me, send me something.
Yeah, now you
Yeah,
sound
the
like you
alt-
begging.
the ultimatum.
See, yeah, you sound like you begging at that point.
Yeah, now I ain't gonna back niggas into a corner. I'm like, yeah, y'all niggas fuck with me, send me something. You know, what I'm like, I
Yeah.
ain't gonna, if niggas fuck with you, they gonna do.
Because it's shit like that annoys me. Because that's a tradition that's recent. That's really really annoying. That needs to go away.
yeah.
And it's other like that's technically like the social media traditions, like the
Yeah.
like those random ass little what was them type amen. If you love God, scroll past. If you go to hell and shit like that.
It's so many people that believe in that.
Nigga.
Like,
Yo,
if Facebook is like the determining factor whether you get into heaven or not, do you know?
The failures you have.
nigga, hey, the whole time, like I made a post like some months back. I was like, I'm pretty sure God does not care if you repost, share, and type amen, or like post it in the comment section. Like it
Bro,
doesn't
bro,
matter.
Just imagine you being up at the gates, and God tells you, you know, everything checked out. I was gonna let you in here, but you ain't share that. You ain't repost that status on Facebook, and that's gonna cost you.
Like
That's the determining factor.
That's the
actually people who I think that's coming from people who took something and got really confused for what it is that they picked up when they read the Bible or whatever. Because, and correct me if I'm wrong because I don't know verbatim, but
always share His word and
yeah, but so what was basically said, it was just like, you know, if you accept Jesus and all that, then there's going to be times where you got to show that you will not deny him. When permitted and granted and all that, then of course there's a time and place when you actually show that. Of course, like you will not deny him. Whether if somebody's coming up against you trying to chastise you for following him or anything like that, that's where you make the choice of whether you're going to deny him or not. If you really with him, you won't deny him.
But that's still a lane. That's still a lane though, because my mom is on Facebook and she's heavily into the religion.
But if you believe it, it's basically saying, well, I don't care what you say type of thing. You can have your opinion, you can chastise me all you want, but that's what I believe and that's what I'm going to stick to type of thing. That's where I'm leaving it at. But now if you're sitting here like, okay, well, if you believe in him, you have to go ahead and say amen and praise him and such and such and such. Now you're trying to make it a public thing. That's gonna that's going to be your reward.
And that's what I'm saying.
Because
Because like my mom, she posts articles and stuff all the time, but there's never no type amen or share this if you think you're gonna go like it's never. Come on,
that's bringing
Like,
falsification.
Those
of
ultimatums
faith.
and shit.
that's you making the rules.
And on top
Yeah.
of that, because it also even says like for real, you go do things in secrecy. That's when it really matters. When you do it in private, that's when it really matters. Prayer or whatever, that in privacy, that's when it matters. If you try to do it out in public and you're trying to get a handshake for that, then that's going to be your reward. It's not going to be from God. It's going to be from the person that sees it and be like, you know what, man, that's good, that's awesome. That's your reward. Boom.
I mean, unless if you're doing it genuinely, then I'm open with that too.
Yeah,
it could come from both.
But if you're going out there, going out there to get a hand clap, depending on what the mission is for, then you know it'll fall apart.
That's really just. I feel like that's taking the mission too far.
Yeah, because to be honest, I think we might have been missing out on like the 11th commandment: "Thou shalt not goeth without typing and sharing." Amen.
Yeah.
That's at that
The-
point like
the-
that. It feels
and-
as though like it's a commandment now.
Yeah, so it's not just 10 commandments. You got you know how everybody like the deluxe
Yeah, the deluxe edition,
of
is
that.
the Kanye special edition.
The deluxe edition of the commandments. That's everybody. Everybody throw something out and then want to add something to it. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
call it the deluxe junk. You know what I'm saying?
The updated version and shit.
Yeah.
That's kind of like
The
also-
commandments DLC.
That's almost kind of like
downloadable
tithing.
commandments.
So what I found out supposedly that what tithing was a law, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that kind of reminds me of tithing because you know some people they'll try to get on you like you didn't put nothing into, the plate for offering.
Oh, the offerings and stuff.
So
Yeah,
it's
got
just
you.
like, oh man, yeah, you don't care about God, such and such. You don't respect him because you ain't putting in there for offering.
Yeah, I'm broke.
Whatever type of relationship I have with God, that's between me and Him. Whether I put something on that plate or not.
I'm broke, y'all.
Yeah.
I can't equate me.
And
like,
Because it was a law, and like the church I went to was like we do not subscribe to tithing. What's on your heart, whatever you got or whatever comes to you, you can put it on there. If you don't, that's fine. That's your relationship.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So that the type amen thing is also kind of like it reminded me of tithing. Like, yeah, man, you know what? You ain't put type amen. You ain't with the Lord. How do you know?
Yeah. Cause and it's not that's not your job.
Right.
You know, like you not
Niggas being too big for their britches.
you on Facebook right now. If you that deep into it,
That's the most mediocre.
right? like
You gonna bully me on the internet?
right. If you that deep into it, you might need to go get a job at the church. Go be at the church or something. You know what I'm saying? Or
In fact, are you in the congregation right now?
probably
No.
not.
Mm.
Hypocrisy.
But there's also another social media tradition which kind of is in the same ballpark as that one.
Okay.
Is those random people that post, "Oh, you're heartless if you don't like it. If you don't like it,
yeah.
say say amen to this person's pick," and it'd be like a sickly kid or some shit like that, bro.
Yeah. That,
Hey,
How
yo,
is that
shit like that. I be
benefit them?
reporting niggas' pages for shit like
how
that,
is
bro,
That even benefiting them at all?
because it boosts their algorithm. Like,
he's talking about the sick kid.
oh, the sick kid, nah.
Exactly. It's like, come on, bro. Like when you finally dissect that, and then you actually say that, they're gonna be like, they really ain't gonna have nothing to say. They're gonna probably try to argue with you about it, just for the sake of the argument.
Hey kid, you got 1 million likes on Facebook. Just letting you know that.
Nah, you really care that
Thank
much?
you. I
bruh.
still got a ingrown heart.
I was gonna say, you really care that much? Go donate for their funds.
Yeah, let it on.
Donate so they can go ahead and get that procedure done.
It's so much other real stuff that you can do to help people.
Mm-hmm.
But people would but that be people boundaries though. That's the only thing. Like, remember we talked about that with the protesting. Like, it's so many different ways you can make a difference. But you gonna be on Facebook criticizing people who out, whether they right or wrong, they out here at least trying.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know a protesting gonna pay off, but somebody's outside fighting to at least see, and you just on Facebook criticizing somebody.
Like Gandhi said, man, be the change that you want to be in this world.
Like oh, I don't know.
I just look at it different.
Social media is funny. It's just funny in general.
Social media is definitely all some
It's
bullshit.
all entertainment to me.
Yeah, but some people use that entertainment portion and just take
Yeah,
it
they
to a
abuse
completely
it.
different. Yeah,
They abuse it too.
mm-hmm.
It's
They use it as a disguise at certain points.
yeah.
I'm like, come on, bro, you can't use that shit as just your main source of toxicity, and then just say, oh no, it's just entertainment. No, nigga, that's just you.
Right.
And then, oh, bro, thinking of just a tradition that we need to kind of like either loosen up on or get rid of entirely.
What's that?
In the black community, feeling as though massive amounts of whoopings is going to fix the kid.
Yeah, that's very traumatizing.
Nigga.
Now, of course, I do understand the consequences in certain disciplinary actions to keep the negative behaviors in check. But, of course, there is chances of it being super excessive.
Yeah.
Where you just know it's just like obviously it's not working. Why the fuck you still going?
Oh, he's not against the whoopers. It's just like you can't whoop a kid for every little thing.
Yeah,
Right.
like
Oh, yeah, I was good. Yeah, it definitely does not feel.
Yeah,
Right, so.
Like-
that's
I can say for a fact, like there are certain things that warrant not necessarily like physical altercations with a child, but at least like some sort of disciplinary action, just to give them a sense of danger for their specific situation.
right.
Like if they're going out of their way and can possibly get themselves hurt, then you have the opportunity to sit them down and just say, you know what, we need to fix this now. There's no getting away from it. Like you sit them down, whether forcefully or not. You sit them down and say, this is the reason as to why I'm talking to you in this manner. Like you have no other choice but to listen to this because I'm trying to do this for your own safety.
Right.
You don't have to put your hands on them. Like really, you don't. Like just the forceful, just sitting them down like that. That's different because you're trying to get them in a position as to where you're letting them know that you're serious.
Right.
Like you don't have to like force yourself and just say, "Oh, I'm going to hit you." No, that's not how it works because you don't really get your, you don't get your like your point across that way. Because I can recall numerous times me getting whoopings and I don't remember shit except being mad because I couldn't retaliate.
Or the whooping itself.
Yeah.
Words definitely do help as long as they remember it, because like for real, whether the talking to is going to set in, but if it don't, behind closed doors, the life experience is going to do the disciplinary action for you. And then what they're going to say next, if they do remember, it's like, damn, that's what mom and dad said, and I should have listened.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then now it's going to be ignited into their mind that, well, now I'm going to want to listen to mom and dad next time for anything
Right.
that they say because I ain't listened to them last time they fucked
Right.
me up. So, you know, of course, there's definitely like the mental disciplinary actions as well by like sitting back and like, all right, well, look, hopefully that worked. But if it don't, I guess I'll hear about it later.
Yeah.
So,
Because it's so many, like mentally, I mean, or physically. Because you can whoop a kid and then the whooping don't even hurt the kid.
Yeah.
And then now what? That's your top level
then
of
you
punishment.
frustrating yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten to points like that where I just got in. I was just like, all right, it don't hurt. I'm growing bigger. I'm bigger than you now. No, you just sitting there making yourself mad. And to a point, I gotta go ahead and try to keep myself from smiling now because I'm seeing you get frustrated.
Right.
You hurting yourself more now than you're hurting me.
Yeah.
Now the little sense of saying this hurts you more than it hurts me is actually coming to that, fruition.
Yeah.
Even though that's not why they use that.
Yeah,
but
Oh yeah, I know why they use it.
Yeah.
Nah, it's becoming
Just to
true
calm
at
you
that
down
point.
and shit, but
That-
that
that's
don't
a-
fucking work.
that's a manipulative statement.
Yeah. Just so you don't be mad at them. But,
This is
nigga,
good.
I'm still mad.
Or
hurt
for
me.
those who get overly abused, end up turning to be killers or some shit. So
Like,
That's going to happen regardless, though.
I can recall a certain situation when I was younger. I was like 6 years old, and I was we was living in North Carolina, and my mom I was actually trying to go across. I was gonna go across the street with my friend who was going to his house, and he was gonna pick something up, and we would come back outside. My mom, I remember her telling me that don't go across the street, and that was it. Like, don't go with him. So in my head, I just really didn't pick up on it. I didn't really hear it because as of right now, I didn't know back then that I had ADHD. And when I thought about it, like as soon as she said it, I didn't register.
Mm-hmm.
So once she had told me and she'd gone away, I completely just forgot she was even there.
Okay.
And then I went across the street like doing the exact same thing that I was normally doing because I had no recollection of her actually being there.
Okay.
I come back across the street. She's walking up the sidewalk with a damn belt and shit. And I get a whooping out in the middle of out in the middle of the fucking sidewalk and shit. And I don't even know why. Without even asking, it was just like, oh, damn, what the hell's going on? I didn't think to ask why she was upset. I just didn't know.
Right.
And that's things that we need to understand.
that
Like
stuff
certain,
always becomes a gray area because now at that point it's just on the parent's judgment of what's true and what isn't or whatever.
Yeah,
Because like,
'cause
some
immediately
people can sit
thought
down
is-
and discuss why.
it's immediately seen as disrespect, and which is a really it's kind of difficult to deal with that as a parent, like the fact that the child will like willingly disrespect you, but you also have to take into consideration the amount of like mental disorders there are out there that can hinder a child from doing something.
Facts.
It's just a matter of perspective, or
And also
or
what
how
the
you see and take things.
and also what the parent considers disrespect,
Yeah, that too.
because a lot of parents, even you could be calm and speaking with logic, but because you speaking back,
Mm-hmm.
that's disrespect.
Yeah,
Like
once you set in your ways,
it's
now,
it's almost a slave like mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever,
My word goes, and that's it.
yeah, and you better not have nothing to say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that happens in a lot of households where they say, "Oh, it's my house. What I say goes, even if it's bad or not.
right. And if you don't like it,
You can get out."
I mean,
Right.
so establishing I don't want to say dominance because that just seems like the improper word for the conversation.
No,
I mean, that's what
that's what it is.
That's what it is, though.
For how we bringing it down, but like, of course, you are the provider, so of course, there's going to be some ground rules. But I do think there should be open, room for communication, because if there isn't, I think that could also shut down a person as they get older. They're not going to know how to fucking communicate to anybody, period. And what's going to happen is that frustration is going to build up.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's a very grayish area because it's a give or take, and then it might do well by your child or it might set them up for later.
Right.
So, it's just like you got to try out all ends. And, that's when some people, like if you was to mention this to some people, don't tell me how to raise my child. Why,
Oh, yeah.
If you know you're doing right, then
Yeah.
at the same time, why are you so super offended about it? Try it and find out and see if it works. Because you're like, if you that great of a parent,
Well, like you
then you're
said,
going to do it.
like you
you're going
said,
to figure it out.
like you said, they, stuck in the ways. And
Yeah.
if you had like one thing I have noticed about people in general is if you've had some type of success doing it your way, you're not gonna really want to take advice. I'm that way with my
Shit, I
with
wouldn't
my
even-
content.
I wouldn't even call it
Mm-hmm.
success. I would just call that fear, because the thing is, you're only teaching them and training them how to do that with you, not with everybody else.
Or you just don't trust who's telling you.
That too.
Because remember, we had a conversation about that the other night. We was, like certain people giving me constructive criticism,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, I felt like if you're not on par with me, or have done as much as I've done, I feel like you're not allowed to give me constructive. Personally, when it comes to like content creating, I feel like I'm not gonna take advice from really nobody, because I have an idea of how I want stuff to be. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna call you up and tell you how to write poems. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna just. And I haven't written a poem in I don't know how long.
I'll consider ideas, but I wouldn't. Now, if they was coming up like, man, you should do this, you should do that, that's where I would like, nah, that's where I draw the line.
I'll take
But-
the ideas, but like, people really be like on some, yo, next time do it like this, take that out, don't know, like, calm down, Slim.
Yeah, the ideas are added to your repertoire, so you can try it out and train it and hone it
Yeah.
and see if it working. If it don't, then you go back to what you was doing or whatever.
Or like I told them, you do it.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, certain things can be like you can
Situations
you can
is
actually
different, but
convey.
Yeah, you're right.
You can convey a message without it being as brash as a lot of people tend to make it. Like, you can actually just say, "Hey, have you ever tried doing something of this nature?" Or, I mean, have you ever tried like maybe putting something like this in?
No,
or
what I'm
anything
saying
like that?
is, to me, it has to come from a specific person. Like, we link up all the time.
Mhm.
So if you suggest something, I'll take that into consideration.
Of course, because that's politely putting something out in the atmosphere.
And
opposed
we're
to just being told.
We're always working together, so y'all both know my style. So anything that's being suggested is going to add into my style. You're not going to come with nothing completely out of left field. Something that's just not me in general. You know what I'm saying? Versus like a random person is just like, yo, you should do this, you should do that. Like, bro, that's not my style. You know what I'm saying? We do things a certain way because this is who we are.
So if a fan came up to you on social media, and I'm not saying like for a debate, but I'm just like asking as a curious question.
Mm-hmm.
So if a fan or a follower or viewer came up to you and not even saying, hey, yeah, like, you should do this, but like, hey, maybe this, just kind of like putting an idea out there to see if you'll take and see if it will be done or whatever, just as a viewer, because it's like, of course, you are doing what comes to you, but also you also trying. There's a small percentage or whatever percentage you're giving to appease the crowd as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
like, would you
Actually, take that suggestion, or would you just blow it off?
I'll probably blow it off.
Okay.
Because I if I listen to him, I'm gonna have to listen to everybody.
Well, I mean, I get it. But would you like kind of store it like, I'll probably give it like one try.
If it's logical, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
But odds are no. Like, cause I'm having super success with what we're doing. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. If it don't broke, I'm sorry, my bad. If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Yeah. So, you all right, man?
The admin position. I was falling asleep.
Oh.
That's why I made that up. Like,
Folding up like a pretzel and shit.
Yeah, no bullshit.
yeah,
Contortion is smart.
Yeah.
quick, a little sharp pain.
But nah, one thing, I can take advice in all aspects of life, but I don't like taking advice about my creativity.
I'll just look at it differently. I mean,
when it
certain
comes to
things.
certain projects, certain ones you are going to be a little personal about. But if it's for fun, like, oh, I'm just doing something fun. All right, anybody got any suggestions or ideas? I'm gonna see what I could do with it. Kind of like the freestyling.
If I ask, that's different. But somebody just coming up, like somebody that, like you said, a random person just coming up to me like, yo, you should do this and do that, and like, you do it, bro.
Yeah, I'll just look at it as the approach. Like, if you are suggesting things, then it's a certain way you should ask. Then there are the people who just are trying to force their will upon you. Those are the ones that you try to stay away from.
Yeah.
But if someone was to come up to me and say, hey, have you ever tried using poetry in this way? Or have you ever tried writing a story in this manner? Then I'll look at it and be like, you know what? No, I've never tried that. Maybe I should try that one day.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a way of how they approach me or how they convey their message to me.
Right.
Like,
So why when Cuz asked about the whole Sex in the City thing in a nice way, why you ain't want to do that?
that wasn't in a nice way. That was more of a forceful way.
That wasn't
That was.
He's just making excuses why you ain't want to
No,
do
that was a forceful way because at that point he did not give me any type of outlying theme of what the hell he wanted.
Right,
No,
that's not forced then, right?
No. No, because it was forced in a way because this is going against everything that I feel in my bones.
All right, respect. I just wanted to ask.
Like, why the hell would I go against any of that?
Respect. I just wanted to ask. That's all.
Nah, bro. Like, it's plenty of niggas that I've seen like that said, you know what? There are certain things that I will not do as far as directing or anything of that nature, and that happens to be the top tier one.
Okay.
And I'm no different.
Got you.
So, yeah, we ain't gonna disclose that information.
No, we're not.
We
I
ain't
just
gonna
wanted to ask. I just wanted to ask,
Yeah.
see what the difference was. That's all.
We ain't gonna disclose that information thoroughly, cause we like doing podcasts, and we don't want to have to deal with people constantly badgering us about it.
Yeah. So yeah.
Mark?
But you'll take a lot of advice though, won't you?
Like I said, I'll consider it. And now I do get where you're coming from. If somebody's going to be able to bring the idea to you, then of course you would just be like, well, since you have it all mapped out, why aren't you doing it? Because now it's just like, I'm going based off your idea. Why weren't you the first one to, originate this idea that you bringing to me type of thing?
Yeah. Because the thing is, when it comes to working with random people don't know what you're like trying to do. Like I give you a perfect example. When I was doing like the journals, and Mike hit me up one day. He was like, "Yo, I wrote like 2 journals for you. Do you want them?" Yeah, because I work with Mike extensively. Mike knows who I am, how I work, and what I like to portray. So obviously, he wrote down some ideas that fits into my personality, which it is. Because if I do them and release them, nobody knows. Nobody's going to watch that video and be like, "Hey, man, write that." you listen to some of these ideas random people will give you, I do that. Niggas gonna be like, that's naive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's all. I wanted to fit in like what would still be considered as me. So like I said, when it comes to like y'all, I'll accept that. And a couple of obviously, you know, Leonard Cortez and stuff like that.
That's totally understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, just me personally, I probably would try not to like put that much limitation on myself for certain things, and that's like the type of conversations me and Michael have as well. Like for you, is you're just basically saying like, look, man, right now it's a time and a place for the algorithm, and this is the algorithm that I'm on. So you know, yeah. So this is where I'm moving at right now.
Right.
With me, I'm getting more enthusiastic to come up with, you know, to take new ideas or whatever, because I don't even know where my limit is or how well I fare off in certain places.
Okay.
Like when I was talking to Mike about the album that's coming up.
Nigga, how you gonna mention this shit like that? I ain't even mention this shit.
Now you confirming too much, because I could have been talking about my album.
Nigga.
Yeah, I don't want to say nothing.
Nah,
but
fuck
could-
out of
could
here,
have
bro.
been.
Like
Could've
you
been talking
don't
about
know what you're doing yet. An album coming up, you talking to me about it, and I do shit like that. Niggas could put 2 and 2 together. We don't have a dumb audience.
Too much confirmation. So, anyway, so talking about certain things, like he was just like, I was open to ideas of what to touch bases on, because like I'll write poems every now and then too. But of course, when I do something, I'll send it to him. I'm like, yeah, man, what you think? And he's like, all right, cool, I like it. But I'm also open to other knowledges that he have as far as, you know, the forms of writing. And maybe I could try it and find, but see, I won't know if I'm good at it unless I try it.
But he's not gonna press that envelope though.
I mean, no,
he might
he's not
suggest
gonna-
something,
yeah, and
but he's not gonna push it
now,
because he
now,
trusts.
of course,
he
the
trusts
envelope
your,
that's
he-
being pushed is
you
up to
trust
me
his
of
pure
whether
talent,
I'm
right?
going to take it or not.
Right.
Yeah, so like it's up to me of how far the envelope, of course, is going to be pressed, and that's
No,
why
what I'm
open
saying
to
is
his suggestion,
he
because-
already believes in your pure talent, so he feels no need to tinker with it. That's why he's not going to give you nothing. It's the same thing I said.
There are certain suggestions I get from him here and there that I do take,
Right.
And there's certain that actually have worked.
Right. But it's
And
nothing.
it-
It's nothing that's just going to change completely who you are, though.
Of course not, but that's why I say I consider certain things.
Yeah.
It's literally just adding. It's another brick to the foundation.
Oh yeah.
I'm not. It's never totally destroying my foundation that I'm already building. It's just an extra brick or
Yeah.
an extra layer. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not against that when it comes to other. I'm just with me. I'd rather get bricks from people that when I get it, I know it's going to be a brick and not really, you know, paper mache disguised as a brick.
He
Or a
said
Lego.
paper mache.
Yeah,
That's actually what I was thinking in my head too.
paper mache.
Yep.
I was trying to think of something else real quick. I said that's the only thing I can go with.
So, yeah, I was thinking like that mud, and this nigga sitting over here about to crush these brownies he got.
I thought you was gonna wait for the milk.
Yeah, this nigga like fuck the milk, bro.
It's good as hell, wasn't
I
it?
kept eyeballing these joints, so
Well, yeah.
take a little bite.
Yeah, I got a joint earlier, but I been into that joint almost nutted.
Hey yo, chill. Get out of here, dog. Chill, bro. Like
I almost fell out the chest, man.
I'm not bringing you no more fucking brownies, though. After that shit, bro.
I was telling Mike, I said because last time he brought the brownies, I was in a stretch where I had eaten sweets, so it was like it wasn't like daunting, like to my taste buds. But I was like when he brought the brownies today, I ain't had sweets in like a long ass time. So this is my first time having them, and I can't remember the last sweet thing I had. So it's like when I bit it, I was just like, oh my god,
Hey yo, chill the fuck out,
Like
bro.
I stopped everything I was doing. It was just sitting here, eyes closed.
Yeah, drifting off into space, eating the fucking brownies, bro. Like the faces this nigga was making was so
Yeah.
inappropriate, bro.
Like it was just like it was good brownies. It
I'm
was
glad I
good.
wasn't around for that. I would have had to ask you. You was all right, bro.
Nah, it's just I don't know.
This nigga, his whole equilibrium was thrown off by
Yeah.
his taste buds.
Yeah.
Those is definitely bomb, bro.
This just definitely was
That's
hidden.
why I have to eat sparingly, though. I can't eat this all in one setting.
Yeah,
I would hope that you wouldn't,
I have to snack on it.
you fuck around and get addicted to some shit. Next thing you know,
bro. Those things are not that damn good, bro.
I have to break that down. You know, I can't just go at it all in one go.
yeah.
I have to pick at it.
dog. By the time you get back to my house, like you probably gonna eat all those fucking brownies.
Yeah.
This nigga.
So did we cover enough about traditions?
We'll probably jump back in the topic eventually, bro. Like I can see it. I can see it happening because there's too many traditions to actually touch on in just one podcast. We'd be over here for like 15 hours.
Yeah, we could do part 2 down the line, part 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because there's the holiday traditions and then there's cultural traditions and
Yeah,
so
we
on
That,
and so
that
forth.
too.
and today we touched on holidays. So before we go, right, there's one last holiday that is a tradition. Or at least a tradition goes along with it. So how do y'all feel about New Year's resolutions?
Fuck New Year's resolution.
That
Like
at a certain time that actually started to die for me as well. It's
New
like
Year's-
if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it.
The
man.
new
Yeah.
year, the
Like,
new year, new me thing.
I made I made a quote like 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, people who are like who really want to do good in the now, and people who are all talk make New Year's resolutions.
Yeah,
It's literally just the comfortability of setting a time frame.
and I ain't gonna
Like
lie.
you feel like
Some
you
people,
got more time to do it.
some people do carry them out. But the average person, I feel like,
But if you want to do better, you'll do better then.
yeah,
Instead of waiting for the entire year to be up just so you can try and do it later when you're not even motivated the way you were when you first started it.
So is it a big deal that people like, let's say people like openly and agree and have no problem with like following like traditions?
Okay.
Because maybe they just don't, maybe just, fuck it, I'll wait till the new year. Because I used to be like that too, though.
I mean, all power to you.
I will wait till the new year. But then, like he said, a couple years ago, you just wake up one day like, I can do this now. What am I wait till the new year for?
Exactly.
It's October. You know,
I ain't got time to be wasting all like
I might not
Just like-
make it to the new
just
year.
like-
exactly.
When we talk about kicking and screaming, you was like, yeah, man, so we're going to do that by the first? Nah, I mean, now you found out that.
That's 'cause I gotta-
it
I
started
gotta-
to happen.
That's
the
different though. I
first
gotta change
of
stuff.
December.
I gotta change stuff up around here and all of that. That's different. And I know I'm not gonna get to moving shit around until crunch time.
Well, see, the premise for kicking and screaming was for it to
Oh, you
happen
talking about yours?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Not thought you talking about us doing the videos for these. My bad.
Nah, you talking about the podcast and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling you because you not missing nothing.
Facts. And it was just like, yeah, we're going to start for the new year. And then next thing you know, I surprised you because it was like, yeah, I'm starting on it now.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
because
trying to tell you,
you know
ASAP.
your windows be just like rather large, so you'll say something and you'll probably be meaning like next summer or something.
Yeah. This nigga been trying to start kicking and screaming podcast since like the beginning of this year and shit.
That's a
It's
12
just-
month.
the only
It's a
reason why
12-month
The
window.
only reason why it's just taking so long is because I'm still learning the material.
Nigga, you had the material for like 6 months now. Like, it was,
Nah, not everything. I didn't have everything. So just like getting that all together and actually having all the stuff, I still gotta buy certain pieces and shit like that. So I have a lot to learn. But hopefully I'll just get it together because like I'm just ready to go. Fuck it, just like yeah, man, come over. We got this subject and we gonna do it. So, what's also I said the same thing to a friend of mine's. Like she was just like she kept talking about it and it was just like nah, like let's stop talking about it. Let's just do it. Let's just get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's get it now because we going to take forever just talking about it. Let's just do whatever and then see if it fits and keep trying to do whatever. You know, it's so you can just get into the habit of doing it.
Facts. That's the biggest proponent of everything. Definitely got to get into a habit.
yeah, and who's to say that habit is going, like, you're going to want to get into that habit once the New Year's roll around or anything of that nature. Like, you do it then when it's fresh. Then by that time, by the time you make it to, like, the new year, everything will be cool. Like, you'll be well on your way. You'll be in stride at that point instead of just starting out.
You get more comfortable. You learn more. All that. So just let that process take over. Just do it. Learn
Yeah.
from your mistakes.
Yeah, that's exactly how it should work. But a lot of people don't tend to do that. They rather just half-ass until it's about, like, because people will go forever with just being a shitty person, but it'd be like the last moment where they try to be better.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, come on, bro, you could have fixed yourself a long time ago.
Facts.
Like, why wait until, like you said, like, why wait until crunch time when you have no other choice? Like, you don't want to get backed into a corner and then be forced into it,
Yeah.
because then you ain't gonna want to do it, because you ain't gonna have no control over it.
Some people feel
Unless-
off by that way, but
Unless you
no,
just
it's a very few.
because like me, I feel like I work better under pressure. But that's with little stuff. Like I said, me rearranging the room, stuff like that. Not actually doing like projects.
Yeah.
Like we're already doing the project. We're just trying to enhance it a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak.
Yeah.
By opinion, that is.
Yeah, I really appreciate like the idea of just trying to do it then instead of like waiting. Like, because if I was to see somebody and say, well, I feel like getting into shape. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait until the end of the year when I probably put on more pounds, and it's gonna take me a lot more time for me to get it off, rather than somebody who's just doing it as soon as they decide, well, I should lose it. And then by the time New Year's roll around, they probably done dropped 20 or 30, already got the motivation and everything set up. That's why I appreciate the people who prefer to do things in the now more than the ones who just wait.
Right.
Because I used to be one of the ones that just wait. Like, oh, I got time. And eventually, by the time you get to your little deadline you gave yourself, you don't even want to do it no more. Either that or you just forgot all about it.
Facts.
So it's so much that can happen in that short time frame that you're giving yourself, or like short or long time frame. But the problem is, a lot of people just prefer to just procrastinate, and that's one of the biggest problems that we have is procrastination, because it can hinder you in ways that most people would just see. It's just like, why? Like, what's the point? Because once you get to the point of like the max level procrastination, you just stop completely.
Right.
Like, you give up. And you just like, oh, it ain't never gonna happen. Because
you just got into the habit of not doing it now.
mm-hmm.
Facts.
It's like you just putting it off because you're like, oh, I can always do this. I got plenty of time. And the next thing you know, time passes you by and you don't even know how much time you lost. Or, what was I about to say? It was like you procrastinate because now you're waiting for something to come to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you really don't know how long it's going to take for whatever that is to come to you.
Right.
So why don't you just go ahead, just cover ground now and other bases that you can do while waiting on for whatever that thing is.
Right. Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah, bro. Like, why seasoning chicken at the last minute, man? It tastes better when you marinate that bitch.
Well, it still tastes good the other way too.
It tastes better when you marinate that bitch.
Yeah.
Get better pleasures marinating.
Yes, sir.
Still can taste good the other way.
Yeah, falling off of the bone and whatnot.
Yeah, bro.
That doesn't.
Another thing,
you
like,
marinating the chicken doesn't mean it's gonna fall off the bone.
Another.
Depends
No,
on what you
another.
marinate it in, but-
Okay, how about I'd rather have
It comes to where you cook it.
slow cooked rather than having this shit like thrown in the oven for like 25, 30 minutes. Sound better?
Kinda, but it's chicken tastes good either way though. Like it's like a bad.
See,
it's
like
a
the
bad
thing is with
analogy.
you, like it's kind of difficult to pass
It's like,
these
it's
analogies
like,
off.
it's like
when
saying
you-
I'll take the chicken falling off the bone versus like fried chicken. Like
See,
they both is good.
Nah,
they both good.
because the thing
They
is,
both good.
like doing that, using these analogies with you, it's kind of difficult because you're easy to please as far as food is concerned.
It's not true, and they don't have it. I'm gonna have to take it
Not
as an
unless it's
insult.
seafood, like seafood, and that's about it. Like you're really easy to please when it comes to food.
It's not. Is fried chicken not good, Mark?
It's good.
Bruh, he could have used any other meat,
Son, like you,
and the
literally,
analogy would have been, bruh.
you literally eat chicken with nothing but barbecue sauce on it and nothing else.
And I'm the only person in the world that does that. Right, exactly, bruh. Bruh, niggas love chicken nuggets, chicken fingers, chicken wings, barbecue chicken, fried chicken.
I prefer food that's seasoned.
Like, that's you, bruh. What? Chicken is one of the most simplistic foods on earth. People love it regardless. Now, if you just said steak or something, I'd be like, all right, cool. But, bruh, chicken is like, bruh, Niggas love chicken. Niggas gonna love chicken regardless. You gonna
I
eat it. He gonna eat the chicken just as fast, whether it's fried.
But the thing
whether
is, but the thing is, like when I first mentioned this, when I first mentioned slow cooking, I wasn't even talking about chicken. I was just talking about food in general. Like,
he said chicken. That's how I
he
just
said
thought,
it.
Yeah, so I thought we was talking about chicken.
No, I was the one that brought up the topic. So like, it's going to be.
He elaborated on the topic,
No,
so I was going.
he can't
his
elaborate on shit that I'm talking about. It just becomes
As far as
fact
the
to
chicken
what I'm
goes,
talking
I
about.
think what he was trying to go to is just like it's better to go ahead and try to get started on something that, of course, is going to take some time because you get a better result out of it, opposed to trying to rush to do it. For example, I think it's better to go ahead and cook chicken in the oven or whatever, however you're going to do it, opposed to sitting there and putting it in an air fryer because it tastes better.
Now
putting it in
again,
the air
I
fryer.
don't know because air fryers be jive like the truth.
Nah, I think air fryers are alive.
no.
I think air fryers are alive for certain things. I tried putting so I made some sirloins, and I actually
Chicken sirloins or
steak.
all right, yeah, but something like that,
No,
yeah.
but I'm just saying it in the justice because like I really don't trust air fryers except for convenience things like fries or tater tots or whatever. Because when it came to actual meat like chicken or steak, I'm doing that the original way. So with the steak, I pan seared it and everything, you know, with the seasoning and all that, and it actually turned out better, juicier, opposed to with the air fryer. I think it was drying it out quicker and more. It just, and I think it tastes different. Call me traditional since we're having a traditional podcast. So I did it the traditional way where it was just like, I'm a pan sear it or whatever, or even put it on a grill, but I wasn't going outside. So I pan seared it. And I was just like, I would think it tastes funny or much more different. You can taste the difference in it if you use the air fry, which to me, it just sounds like blasphemy that you want to air fry a steak, but people do it.
Yeah, you air fry anything. Air
But
fry
I
pizza.
just think again, that's just rush work. Just like you can tell the difference from something where it's being made from the pot on the stove opposed to putting something in the crock pot, slow cooking. It tastes better, or at least in my opinion.
It tastes different. You're not gonna say better.
Well, yeah, I should say that.
Yeah.
It tastes different. You can taste the difference in between a crock pot and the pot on the stove.
That's true. But that doesn't mean just because you prefer the crock pot, that means the other thing is just nasty. That's not true.
We are really getting off topic when it comes to the topic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look, man, we all
Like,
fees in here.
we'll
go a long way.
Niggas really went from the idea.
You started
of
this, so I don't know why you bringing it up.
No, bruh.
You did.
Like, this is not where I intended this to go.
But you started it, so it doesn't like.
Bruh.
Yeah,
Like, now y'all niggas sharing fucking cooking recipes and shit.
That's him. I didn't say nothing about
This
cooking.
nigga
Opposed to the one
pan
who's
searing
cooking meals
shit.
for everybody.
Right. You the marinade king. So I like.
I'm not the marinade king, bruh.
Yeah,
No, I'm not.
I'm just saying.
Like, I like to marinate my food, but that's not the only way I do it. And thinking of, you know what? And I'm gonna stay off topic. Thinking of that, I'm actually gonna make some steak tacos.
Look,
sometime soon.
yeah. Like, come on, like
There you
that.
go.
Like,
Make some
hypocrite, man.
carne asada steak tacos, bruh. This is gonna be fire.
It's like, man, that's a
And
good
you can't
idea.
have none because you don't eat steak.
Yeah, I'm not eating steak right now.
I would have, like I said, I would have brought you some, but nope, you ain't eating steak.
Yeah, I'm not eating steak right now.
Would have made like some steak burritos or something. I'd be crushing
I
this joint.
commend you, bro,
What?
because that's one meat I'm not giving up.
Steak?
Yeah,
Yeah, I just can't get up.
Well, beef in general.
yeah, beef in general. Yeah,
Like,
I eat beef here and there. It just got to be. If I get pizza or something, it's gonna have beef.
Or-
on it.
son,
or
a burger, bro.
Well, technically,
Give me a
I mean,
burger.
Right,
bison
oh, a
be
burger.
considered
Yeah,
as
man.
beef?
You said who?
Bison.
I never had it.
It's
It's
a-
a part of the
it's a-
bovine family,
it's a-
so
it's a-
it should taste similar.
It's a lean beef.
It doesn't taste entirely similar. You
People
can definitely taste the
people do
difference.
people do recommend that over beef as a more healthier version.
Yeah, like I like to eat the exotics, bison and deer, and
Deer is delicious.
Deer is good.
Yeah.
Deer's not beef though.
I mean, it's sort of
It is.
like similar.
a lot of people compare it to steak for sure.
Yeah, when I first had deer, I thought it was roast beef. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought it was roast beef, and that shit was delicious
Yeah,
as hell.
I think it's like. I don't even think it's up there with bison, because bison can be like it's like a lean beef. I don't think deer is like that would be more like porkish if anything.
Nah,
I'm talking about like along the lines of like texture and all that.
I don't know. It just depends on how it's prepared.
Yeah,
Right.
Definitely depends.
Cause I have no
I-
problem with the way certain things are prepared. It's just like it gives off a certain texture when it's prepared a certain way.
That's true. And you prefer a certain texture.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when it comes to chicken, I've seen you eating all types of chicken and you eat it just as fast, whether it's prepared a certain way or not.
Not true.
Very true.
No.
I didn't marinate chicken and you ate my chicken pretty fast.
I eat fried, boiled,
Hell.
baked.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, it depends on how the shit is. Cause honestly, I've had chicken dishes as to where I'm literally forcing myself to eat it. So it's not the way it's prepared. It's not always. It doesn't matter. It's like it's the way I prefer it, like and how it's prepared for me. Like I'm not gonna eat just any
But
type of chicken.
I didn't marinate the chicken though. That's
You
what
don't
I'm
have to
saying.
marinate the chicken. You just have to
Right.
season the shit well.
Might
For
I
me
add,
to
we
find
sitting
it
there saying
edible-
Marinating the chicken sounds awfully weird between y'all two.
How? Because
I
we
don't
fat.
know. No, not because of
Yeah,
that.
you
It's just
gotta
literally.
check with him and shit.
Nah, he is. That nigga sneak dissing.
Yeah.
He sneak
Nah,
dissing, bro.
No,
You
literally,
already
it
know.
just sounds like it's referring to something else.
No.
Marinating the chicken just sounds weird.
So that nigga sneak dissing.
We're talking about food.
Yeah.
Just sounds weird, bro. But that's just my mind, ADHD mind right there.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
No.
you should just chill the fuck out. ASAP.
Nah.
But anyways,
Chill the fuck out.
would you like to lead us out, my good sir? Because we got a
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
couple things we need to take care of before we leave.
Yeah. So today has been another Breaking the Narrative podcast, BTN for short. I'm Tony,
Teddy.
And I'm Mark Anthony.
and we are out of here.